to Racestars TV. Tonight, round 6 of the RaceKraft Simulations Australian Formula 4 Championship eSeries, the official eSeries of Australian Formula 4s. We've got a Phillip Island, another beautiful Australian track, 12 corners, 4.4 kilometres, and a beautiful East Coast Victorian day. What is this? Dave Roberts, welcome back to commentary.
Yeah, I sort of believed it was a real simulation until I saw the weather here, Chris. But anyway, Byron, what a great place to be. And back in Australia, Formula Ford's at Phillip Island, Formula Ford's at Phillip Island Tuesday night, and they're going to be there again on the weekend in the real world. So little precursor to the the next round of the real Australian Formula Ford Series tonight. And we'll see how the boys get on.
Just a little bit earlier in the week to get everybody excited for the next round of the Australian Championship this weekend. How good is this place? Almost flat, Chad. Surely it can't be flat in these cars through turn one. Oh,
no,
that was flat straight into the rear gearbox there of Kurt Bond and Ross Hansen just stoving it in and getting it caught up.
No, it's certainly not in a real one, and it's certainly not in a simulated car. Turn one's just a little bit too tight. There's a little bit of lack of grip and no aero, and means you've got to have that little bit of a lift. But it is right on edge. Certainly is. Look at this car, and we were talking about the sponsorship on the side of this last night, and I thought it was Ramroo Racing, but apparently it's Ramrod.
Ramrod Racing. I mean, Ramroo Racing, if you're racing in officials, if you've ever raced in an officials race with Roo Koistra, it kind of turns into a little bit of that. It is
Ramroo Racing, isn't it?
I did that turn. I'd never actually met Roo. I'd only done like 2 F3 races, and I jumped into an officials one night at Zandvoort, and I put him in the fence at turn 2 and said, "Oh, sorry, Roo." He goes, "Yeah, I'll get you back Tuesday."
I think the first time I met him, he met my gearbox first.
Oh, that one. That old chestnut.
It was a ram from the Roo.
Roo Koistra, of course, one of the men behind the scenes here, hanging out in the stewards' room tonight, along with Lockie Capel and Ty Ratcliffe for this.
So looking on screen there, we've also got the Kittens, and David Gallo came up tops in the heat race a little earlier. That isn't broadcast, the silver split heat race, but he was the winner of the heat race, so he'll be starting off pole in the main race. There we go.
2.6 seconds over Brent Meekers in second. Nathan Cook in third. Michael Carew with the Pigs. Pork Hunt Motorsport 8 seconds off the race lead there in P4 from Mark Jeffrey, running at 5. Some pretty good names. Ray Oliver, SLO Motorsport there in P9. I know Ray. I used to live with him here on the West Coast. How about that? Well, so he's down in P9.
I think he didn't set a qualifying time, so he started the heat from pit lane and got up to P9, so that's pretty good. And I think the other two that were really challenging for the lead were Ross Hansen and Peter Zeidler. And unfortunately, I think Peter had a bit of an off, took Ross with him, and they've ended up down the list a bit. But there was a great pack of 5 there for the win or for the lead most of the way through that race.
A fantastic heat race that was run. As we get to the feature coming up now, this is your starting grid for the silver split feature race. David Gallo from Kittens Racing starting on the pole alongside Brent Meekers on the front row of the grid, with Nathan Cook and Michael Carew on the second row. Mark Jeffrey and Jared Steen will round out row 3, with Brendan Nealon and Reese Rowland rounding out row 4. Ray Oliver will start alongside Gavin Nins on row 5, followed by Scott Jordison and Lucas Burt further behind. And some names further through as well. Stephen Cretton, they're in P15. Where are we looking for a
Gary Watson?
There you go, Watson. You saw Ross Hansen there in P14 on the grid as well.
Yep. And then I think Brant Johnson's usually a bit quicker than where he is, and 25th or 22nd. So I expect to see him coming up through. And also Andrew Johnson's away down there, so I expect to see Andrew sort of dragging his way through the field as well.
Saw Pete Zeidler's name all the way down the back end of the bus, so he'll have a lot of work to do in this one. It's 30 minutes in duration for the feature race of the Silver Splits Round 6 of the RaceKraft Simulations Australian Formula 4 Championship.
And somebody stopped on the line.
Oh, we got it going too. That was a lucky
Missed him. Yep, that's very unfortunate. The good thing here is, Chris, they can slipstream by down the front straight. It's long enough, so we do see quite a bit of passing. And it is a bit of a slipstream track, and in the real world it certainly is as well.
as the sound of 28 Formula Ford 1600 engines fills the air around Phillip Island. Gallo getting a breakaway, already trying to build himself a bit of a buffer over the 88 of Brent Mikus. Look at the battling going on further behind, though. Through Stoner Corner, it's flat chat, hug the inside. Oh, don't quite go that way.
That was a little ride on the wild side, and I think car 11 looks like he's had a bit of a lock up down in the turn line. Oh, that's Andrew Johnson in the air.
Oh dear.
I hope that wasn't Ramroo. I know it was Greg Bradley in the air.
So Greg Bradley getting caught up there. It looks like the car's okay.
Yeah, another one. Greg had a little spin in the heat right when he's up challenging for the lead, so he's slipped right down the back as well.
It looked like the car was okay, just maybe had a bit of a nose job, kind of tucked the nose cone down a little bit, so hopefully he's okay to continue on in this race here as we look back from the gearbox of Gallo. Coming around the final bend, that long sweeping turn 11, turn 12 complex as they came out of MG and they hit the Gardner straight.
I'd expect Mikus to pick up the toe here and sort of motor by down that main straight, because the beautiful thing of sim racing is there's no fast engines and slow ones. They're all the same.
Sometimes it feels like you've got a slow engine. I don't know. It's just
you driving, Chris.
It's just me. There you go. Brent Mikus trying to go all the way around the outside at turn 1. Gets the job done as well. And now he's going to defend that inside line into Southern Loop there. Gallo just has to tuck back in behind, as we just saw a penalty there for Scott Jordison, was it? Causing an incident on the opening lap. Here's a replay.
A bit of a replay. This is the replay. This is loose. This is loose, and that is a big save at high speed there. That is so easy to lose that car. So a nice bit of driving to hang on to that, but I think he may need to make a quick pit stop for a change of shorts somewhere.
Ray Oliver taking a walk on the wild side there. As look at this battle. Gallo back to the point now. Carews bought his way into this fight as well in the Pork Hunt Racing entry back there in
I'm giving up on that.
A can of confidence goes a long way there, Dave.
The Baconator. The Baconator.
There we go. Look at him. He's actually stalking them right now in third as Gallo being hunted by Mikus.
You could say he's on the hunt.
He is on the hunt. There you go. Over the top of Lukey Heights before they dive down the hill at MG. And you can see there, look at how much Mikus is moving across the racetrack. He's trying to open up the entry into turn 11 to maximise his mid-corner speed. He's happy to sacrifice on the exit of MG because he'll get all of that back and then some, paying dividends in the toe. But the man who's going to pick up the double toe here on the Gardner Straight, we're right on board with Michael Carew. He's getting pulled along as they've gone too wide. Michael's going to have a sneaky look at the inside. Surely you can't go three wide.
Pulled out of the toe a bit early there.
A bit ambitious. As look at this. They're going too wide through turn 1. Michael has a box seat. Just needs the popcorn to watch this unfold. As Gallo is going to try and dive around the outside down at Southern Loop and will hold on to the race lead. This is a great scrap up front, but they keep fighting, and now we're buying in 2 more cars to this battle as well. Cook and Oliver now making it a 5-car fight.
Yeah, so Cook and Oliver dragged their way back up onto the back of this, which is the front throw. We got what? Somebody's gone. The leader's gone. Is that the leader?
It was Brent Mikus. And he towed straight away.
Yeah, that'll be a drive-through penalty, I expect. We can't.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Brent. So that'll come up as a drive-through penalty. But meanwhile, Michael Carew, the Pork is on the hunt and he's gone to the pointy end. Let's check this out. What happened here for Brent Mikus? He's closing right up through Stoner Corner. Has a look down the inside.
He's just locked the brake.
Yeah. And he's
gone to speak and hit the wrong button.
Oh dear. So unfortunately that puts Brent Mikus out of contention for this one, and our battle of 5 now turns into a battle of just 4. We'll go further back through the field at the moment. Jonathan Perron, the
I'm sure we can find another.
That is Ramrod Racing. There we go. Not Ramroo. Down in 17th, just chasing the rear end of Greg Bradley. Back to Reese Rowland, who's got his rear gearbox full of Daniel Byrne down the main straight now. They're looking at the battle further up the road and thinking if we work together, we could probably get there. And they're right.
All 4 drivers working together?
No, never.
You're dreaming.
That never ever happens. Look at this. Going for the big battle down at Southern Loop. Roland holds him out and still holds on to P5. Even Lucas Burt getting into this battle now. There, you see they're just a little bit further behind from this lead battle pack as Carew leads from Gallo, Oliver and Nathan Cook down into Honda. And there's your second battle pack. It's actually a 3-car battle pack. And now Roland Byrne and Lucas Burt, followed by Cody Carlson, Gavin Nins, and now Brant Johnson stepping up to P10, up 12 spots from where he started. Notable mention as well to Daniel Byrne, up 12 spots from where he started already. So Byrne is on the hunt here. He's up to P6, this man, in the second of the Kittens Racing entry. Up 12 spots already in less than 6.5 minutes. That's a pretty good effort.
Liking the look of Ray Oliver here. He's taking his time. He's sitting there. He's not making any silly challenges, and he's just keeping his nose clean and sitting in that lead pack. And I'm liking what I see.
Well, Ray's a pretty cagey kind of racer. He's the kind who's going to smugly tell you that he'll hang back and let everyone else take each other out. And I know this because I know Ray quite well. So I'm going to give a bit of insight to this man as we pick up with Brant Johnson. Currently P10 on the racetrack, making his way around turn 12.
Mind you, I've probably just put the commentator's curse on him, so there you go.
Oh, it wouldn't be the first time, I'm sure, for Ray. He's a former Australian champion in RC cars as well, actually, Ray Oliver. 2017 Australian champ from the event here in Perth, of all places. As look at this. This is getting pretty feisty out front through Stoner and Carew. The Pork is feeling the pressure. And he's going to cover off that inside line, and he's going to stop them from having any other challenge. Now they go through Stoner, so that was actually Southern Loop, my mistake. And while he's trying to cover off the inside line, Gallo tries to go around the outside down at Honda. And Oliver's just going to sit there and watch it all happen for now. He knows he's got 22 minutes left of racing to try and make something happen here.
Nathan Cook's leading that little bit more gap, which is even smarter. Just sitting there in fourth. He's got plenty of time. See a purple there for Ross Hanson with fastest lap of the race so far.
Yeah, so Ross is actually making some pretty big moves, up 2 spots from where he started down in P12, and he set the fastest lap of the race at a 1:39.8. The more these lead cars continue scrapping, the slower they're going to make themselves, but they've done a nice job to break away from Daniel Byrne and that combination with Roland and Lucas Burt. Here's the fastest man on the racetrack, though, Ross Hanson. That's a familiar racing livery there, Dave.
Yeah, it is. Ross is good. Ross is a good steerer and a nice, safe pair of hands to put your car in. But he's obviously had some issue early on because he wasn't this far back, and looks like he's really got the head down, and he is flying.
Well, he's made up 3 spots from where he started here in the feature, so
I think he went right to the back though early on, and he's there, popped the toe.
That's a bit of a cool shot there. We get the picture in picture of the guy that he's battling with, Brant Johnson.
And you see him go past his nose. Yes, that was awesome.
Whipped past him. Good little camera work there from Luke in the background from Racestars TV.
Very cool.
Luke loves bringing us some pretty special features here.
That was very cool.
What is that?
We've got a replay.
We get extra. Here's a replay then of Ross Hanson. He's going around the outside through turn 12. Watch this. He picks up the toe.
There, and watch down on the right-hand side in the right corner, and there he is. He goes past and pops right across the front of Brant Johnson. That's very cool bit of camera work. I think Luke impressed himself with that one.
Brant Johnson had the eyes on Sirius there as well. Did you catch the look on his face?
Yeah,
watching Ross just go flying around the outside. He was not impressed.
Indignation, I think, is the word.
Hanson moves up to P10 now and continues his charge up 4 spots from where he started.
Yeah, so he's got a little bit over a second to catch Gavin Nins, and then from once he gets to Gavin, there's like a 6-second gap to the next guy in front, which is so there's a bit of he's got one more and then quite a big gap, but there's plenty of time.
Plenty of time, and you never know what's going to unfold in front of you because these guys might all get together. As you can see how close Gallo is getting to the
they're trying hard.
They're trying to wreck it. As look, Oliver's trying to go pickpocketing them on the left-hand side. He's hanging out. He's not going to be able to get any toe to help him get around the outside, but he's hoping that he gets enough real estate. He might pit Gallo here and might set himself up for an inside run down to Southern Loop at turn 2. This is going to get tight and dicey.
Oh, that's got very tight. He's run a little wide on the inside, coming in late, but they've managed to all keep it on the black bit, because out wide there's not a lot of grip, and that grass on the outside there is like a magnet once you get near it.
Oh, it's pretty wild once you get up there in Southern Loop as well. Oliver and Gallo probably leaving pinch marks in the seat after that one, but that does see Ray Oliver, the Stood Speed entry, up to P2 now, with a chance at challenging Michael Carew for the race lead. This will be exciting here with just under 19 minutes left to go in this feature race for the Silver Split. We've got the whole gold split yet to come, Dave.
Yeah, we do. With 40 cars.
Oh, jeez.
Scary.
Actually a slightly depleted field in this one, just 26, 27 competing on track this week.
You know, I've started the historic Formula Ford race around here with, I think we had 56 cars on the grid.
Goodness. That was before the translation of safety requirements came into Australian motorsport.
Yep.
And they started limiting grid numbers.
And believe it or not, I had to start off 56th.
56.
We had an issue when I had to start off the back of the grid. I think I got...
It's the best ones, the one from the back, aren't they, Dave? Look at this. Oliver goes for the left-hand side of the racetrack again. Now he's going to leave himself exposed here because Gallo has a mega run, gets the toe, points his nose to the inside, and Oliver might pay dividends here. He was too wide, way too wide in turn 1.
Yeah, the pig's got quite a trot on down the main straight. He just seems to have a little bit of speed now. They should all be exactly the same speed. So I can only think that when Dave Gallo dropped into his toe behind, the two cars together made themselves a bit faster.
Yeah, just a little bit like that can be.
Yeah.
All that causes the car to get that extra burst of speed in a straight line, and see Gallo getting the elbows out alongside Oliver out of Honda, and this is into Siberia. He tucks back in behind, and the cars are actually less understeery around here than I thought. I was having a steer last night. The cars are actually quite pointy, although that's about all I could feel through the old Xbox controller. Really need to get a wheel again. But they don't understeer as much as I expected as they go flying up past Hayshed and up towards Lukey Heights.
Oh, that's Andrew Johnson. And Jim's mowing.
Oh dear, Andrew, way off the road.
It's Andrew, right on.
Get the old ride-on mower. Getting that out. I'm sure they'll pay you a pretty decent amount of coin to go mowing the lawns at Phillip Island. There's enough of it. Consistent maintenance.
Back onto the front straight. Can we see somebody get this toe this time? So again, Oliver working on Carew down into turn 1. Looks like he's got the run this time. It's about getting the speed, not being too close as you come on. He's got the run, but can he get down around the outside? Yes, he's done it. He's got that lead.
Now he's going to have to try and pull it up on the apex. We know what happened last time. That's exactly what happened last time, but now exaggerated even further. Ray Oliver.
I feel like he got pinched a little bit there. I don't think that... It didn't look to me like that was all Ray's fault, but we'll have to have a look at a replay. Looked to me like he got pinched from the outside. Yeah, he has. Yeah. He's got pinched from the outside.
Yeah, there'll be some very choice words being spoken in the sim right now for Ray Oliver as he rejoins back in 8th. Lucky to not really put too much damage on the car. The benefit is these Formula Fords are pretty robust cars.
Yeah, I don't think that was all his fault. I really don't. Because he was right in on the curb. So it's just got... You've got to leave the guy on the inside the room. If he's got the right to the road, and he certainly had the right to the road, you've got to give it to him.
I would say that would likely result in maybe a penalty for Michael Carew there for squeezing the apex and ignoring the car that's already occupying that real estate. What it's done, though, is it's created just 2 cars out front now. David Gallo, your race leader, and Nathan Cook into second. Oliver trying to fight his way back through, but he's fallen down to P12 now. He's struggled to get back going again. I wonder whether he has actually hurt the car, as Gavin Nins puts a bit of pressure on him as they go flying over the top of Lukey Heights and down towards MG. So I wonder if the car is actually hurt just a little bit, Dave.
Possibly a little bit of, might be a little bit of toe out in the rear or something, makes it a little bit loosey-goosey to drive. So that's under investigation. The race control will look at that from every angle and make a proper decision on what on whether there's some sort of penalty deserved there. So we'll wait and see. My guess is I'm a bit with you, Chris. I'm thinking there might be a little penalty in there. Now, I'm also looking. Ross Hansen's up to 7th from the back of the grid, going right to the back. He's back up to 7th, so that's a pretty cool drive as well. Burt and Lucas Burt there in 6th. While since I've seen Lucas up in the top 6, what a great run he's having this evening.
Yeah, Lucas putting on a very solid drive. Right up behind Reece Roland, who is doing a very odd line down into Honda corner, but still holds on to the racetrack in P5. So Burt
was a bit of Scandinavian flick there. It looked like he was trying to get going, wasn't it?
It's not the rallycross car. We're not on the old dirt road in iRacing. We are in the Ray Racing Cars Formula Ford 1600 at Phillip Island tonight. So,
Chris, have you tried any of the new cars and tracks? No, you haven't got a wheel.
Well, no, I have actually. I was down at RaceKraft. There we go. 10-second penalty for Michael Carew there for causing that incident on lap 9. So my prediction stands the test of time, and God, I love it. I'd love a 4-20 pie right now. That'd go very nicely for my dinner here in Perth. It is only 5 to 7.
Oh, yeah, it's only early over there, isn't it?
It's only early. It's going to get earlier in the few weeks as well, because you guys are going to hit daylight savings times.
Well, I don't. I'm in Brisbane, so I don't get it.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, you're in one of the East Coast countries that doesn't, East Coast states that doesn't do it. Yeah,
we're still in 1963, so we'll get there soon.
Just wait, the curtains will start fading at my house soon.
Yeah, I know. It is ridiculous. But to be honest, up here, I will say that we get sun that is... It's so early in the morning. It's like daylight here. In the summer, it's daylight here at 4:30, and I'm not sure that daylight savings is actually that great for up here when it's that hot, that early already. But
check this out. Bit of a battle going on between Lucas Burt and Reece Roland. Lucas got past him for P5 on the racetrack, but Roland's trying to fight back down at Honda. Oh, he pinched the car on the entry. And Luke cut away from it right as it was getting interesting. There it is again. As they head into Siberia, Roland maintaining that advantage for P5.
Wondering what the lap time. So last lap, Roland ran a 1:41 dead. And I'm looking back to Hansen behind him, who ran a 1:40.1. So Ross Hansen's about a second a lap quicker than these guys. Yeah. So he'll be with them in a lap or two. And Lucas Burt there, what was his time last lap? Was
1:40.6 for Lucas.
40.6, yeah. So he should be with them. Bad.
You know, the fastest man at the racetrack right now is Pete Zeidler, a 1:39.8 for Pete. Now, I believe Pete in the other one of the pit cars, the Pork Hunt Racing entry, he's in P9, up 17 spots from where he started in P26. So Pete is on an absolute mission. Look at him go. He's like driving like a man possessed right now into P9. He's got, though, a fair old margin to try and make up to catch Caelan Arthur a little bit further up the road in P8. But Pete driving a stellar feature race here as we hit the final 10 minutes very soon. Back to this battle for the top 5.
This is about the closest battle on the road at the moment. See, those guys behind are certainly closing them in. This will be a 4-car battle very shortly. Someone off the road there on the outside. That is Ray Oliver again.
So his night's going from bad to worse.
He's having an adventurous evening, I think it's called.
Yeah. It's you know what, I don't want to say it, but it's rather typical for Ray. He has such great speed and gets right up there amongst it, but a little misstep here and there, and whether he gets caught up with other cars on track, and he quickly finds himself getting shuffled further back through the field. So Oliver down to P14 as a result there. Now down 5 spots from where he started, so his feature race is certainly taking a turn for the worse after moving so far through the order in the heat. It was only 15 minutes in duration. He made up that many cars in the heat race as well. As we go for
that's Stephen Cassidy's. So one of the 75 Sim Sports entries, and they're off the road. Certainly, they're enjoying a nice day in the park down here at Phillip Island, aren't they? A lot of them.
Just mowing a bit of lawn, enjoying a bit of the greenery.
There we go. Here we go. And he's
How's he done that?
I don't know.
Through the southern loop, he tucks it in. He's actually just over-rotated it in southern loop and just turns it around. What an awkward spot to spin the car as well, right on the apex of the turn, as David Gallo in the Kittens Racing leads out.
If Luke, if Luke could have a quick look back, I think Lucas Burt has just had some sort of incident, because I think it looks like Reece Rolland has disappeared there. So they've had a little bit of an incident, and Lucas Burt was suggesting he may need a toilet break before the end of the race after that one.
Let's see what happens.
Here we go. So something's happened here as he come down into MG, and I'm guessing car in front. Oh, there it goes. Yep. Yep. That's the one.
Good bit of driving there from Lucas Burt to avoid that. Let's see the replay.
No wonder he said, I think I need a toilet break after that.
I mean, he's in, and then Roland's just got the loop back end out, and Lucas just missed him on the exit of MG. So a good job from Lucas to avoid that and stay in the hunt. He's still up in P5 now.
P5, top 5 now. Oh, but he's got Hansen on his tail now too.
Yeah, he's got your mate Ross Hansen sneaking up onto his gearbox. 8 minutes 15 to go here in this feature race for the silver splits.
Yep.
And the RaceKraft Simulations Australian Formula 4 Championship eSeries. Look at this.
Hansen looks like he's got a bit of a run.
You can't put it up the inside at turn 12. Ross is going to give it a crack.
Yes, you can. The trouble is, they got a bit close together there. Boys, look at where you're going. Now they're all over the back of Ross, and he's trying to hold the inside, not give away the toe. Hang on to it. I think, they're going everywhere here. I think Ross is going to be able to hang on to this, just.
Yeah, he's going to do a good job here to hold the inside line through turn 1. He almost put himself in a position by going so early there for Ross. He set that up to happen, that they were going to get the run on him down the straight and monster up to him. So Cody Carlson
he didn't really have an option. He had the run, he had the speed, and he was up beside him, and what do you do?
Yeah, he can't have lifted and tucked back in behind him. So I guess he made the best choice that was available to him at the time, and that's all you can do sometimes in the sim. And now he gets the eyes forward, and he sets chase after Cody Carlson, who's up 17 spots to P4, just a little bit further up the road.
Chris, is that the car in front of him? Because I can't tell, because that car's got no numbers on it.
Yeah, no numbers for Cody Carlson. I don't know what's going on there.
It is Cody Carlson.
He should be the 103, but his numbers haven't loaded for whatever reason.
Yeah, so I'm looking at that going, I don't know which one's Cody Carlson, because he's got no numbers. So
$60 for a slipstream? Is that what it says on the side of that car? He's getting short of that again.
Yeah, it says $50 per slipstream. So anyone who wants a tow, I'll do it, but it'll cost you $50.
Oh, I should have offered that in the old F3 series. That would have gone down a treat. I would have paid my mortgage for that. And look at this, though. The battle out
side by side for the lead.
David Gallo and Nathan Cook fighting it out. This is a great scrap. The last 2 remaining after we had that 5-car fight earlier in the race. 6 minutes to go. Can they hang on, Dave?
Seems like you've got to have a bit of pink on your car to get a win in this one.
Good. I'm a sucker for a pink race car. Very interesting to see the different racing lines through the southern loop there between the two of them, and Gallo gets the advantage by opening things up by a bit further as they make the run down through Stoner.
And you got
Honda curve.
Daniel Byrne back a little bit from them there, and then you got quite a little drop back to Carlson.
Yep, with no numbers.
There he is, Carlson and Hansen and crew closing in. So who's that in the black and green car? Is that Zeidler? That's Zeidler down the inside, isn't it? In that green car.
And the Zeidler there in the Pork Hunt Racing entry. That further behind is actually a lapped car, I believe. It's the 21 of Jason Depp.
Mikas. Oh no, Depp. You're right, Depp.
Yep. Just trying to stay out of trouble there and out of the way as the field comes rushing on through. They'll be getting through in a bit of a hurry as well, because they want to keep chasing the guys in front. And poor old Jason is going to feel a little bit bullied around by the other cars. As we go back here, check this out. Greg Bradley getting involved with it. Now that's with Mikas and Carew. Now Carew was in that incident with Ray Oliver, got the 10-second penalty, and look at this, he's going 3 wide while racing for 20th.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're racing for 20th. At the end of the day, these guys have come out here to do some racing, and whether they're going for 2nd place or 20th place, it doesn't matter. They're having fun. There's somebody off on the inside there and on Eastern Loop. There we go. So that's Brendan Nealon. A beautiful looking little car, but looks a lot better and it's pointed the right way. And, that doesn't matter where they are. They're having fun tonight. They're racing. And who cares about championships? Who cares about anything? It's about going out there and racing with your mates and having some great fun and having a chat about it afterwards, and a bit of bench racing afterwards and a chat. And what a fantastic night.
I love diving into the Discord and having a look at some of the chats.
And you don't need to load the car up on the trailer, and you don't need to tow it down there, and you don't need to change the tyres and fill the fuel and carry on and be nice to the wife for the next 3 weeks because she lets you go motor racing or whatever it is. You don't have to do any of that. You can just walk into your bedroom or your study or whatever, jump in your rig and go and race them, boys.
That's it. That's exactly it. Spoken like a man with some experience in those departments there, Dave. Former Australian Formula 4 champion that you are.
Jared Steen off, tanked SRT car. So the few of them getting a bit loose here towards the end, whether that's just they're starting to lose a little bit of concentration, I'm not sure.
Well, the track isn't super hot. It's just a little bit warm. But look at that classic Formula Ford corner entry oversteer. It's been pretty well known with these cars in the sim. They've got a bit of a knack for getting the back end out, going into the corner. You've got to be really careful with your trail braking, and particularly here where you're loading up the outside. You've got to sort of brake the car straight, lose a little bit of speed, go under speed through the middle, and get on it early because they do not like turning in with a little bit of brake on. Very loose in the back end. Now here's Hansen on making a move on Carlson. Yes, he's round the outside of Carlson, so that's Hansen up into 4th place. Very good drive there from Ross Hansen. He's moving up through the field, now up 10 spots from where he started. He blinked. That's a big blink. And he comes back to reality just ahead of Cody Carlson. Lovely profile picture there for Cody. Sitting inside a 410 sprint car. It's actually a 2-seater sprint car, of all things as well. Sitting up, you see the passenger seat. They're not usually meant to be there in the racing versions. 2 minutes 15 left to go. That's a
bit late on the brakes there. Getting a very loose under the brakes.
He's trying to supermoto the Formula 4 chassis into Honda corner as he's looking for a way past Ross Hansen for P4 on the road. And you know what? Daniel Byrne, a little bit further up, seems to actually be catching Gallo and Cook. Now, last lap by a 140.2. A 141.0 for Nathan Cook, 140.1 for David Gallo. 140.7 for David Gallo. So Byrne is on the hunt here. The number 808 Kittens Racing entry is charging with 1.5 minutes to go. He can sniff a bit of blood in the water.
Probably 2 laps, Chris, I'm thinking.
Yeah, we wouldn't see the last lap. We might see the last lap. We might see the white flag out now. We'll check on Barney. He's just on the right of screen. Where is he? Is he waving? Yes, he is. He's waving the white flag. So 1 to run here from Phillip Island.
Ball Sport, didn't he get the memo?
We wanted an extra lap, Barney.
Yeah.
Usually they'll do that in a club race too. They'll just give you an extra lap. Just make the race a little bit more interesting for sure. As Hansen still battles it out with Carlson. Through turn 1.
They're having a great race here for this fourth place. Oh! That's a big save. That's a big save.
Brilliant save from Ross Hansen. My goodness. He had it all crossed up. Look at this.
Huge save. He's coming in. He's locked the brakes. He's got it sideways. Look at that. Off the brakes and back on the power. Bloody awesome. Love it.
Now, I'm sure that's going to elevate the old heart rate for Ross Hansen. He's going to pick up the pieces from that one for a little while.
If I know Ross, he'll be struggling to drive now for laughing so hard.
That's awesome. As are we in commentary. Here we go, though. David Gallo holding the lead as they head up towards Lukey Heights for the final time here in the feature race. For the silver split, the RaceKraft Simulations Australian Formula 4 Championship eSeries. There's a spun car at ND. There's a spun car. He's gotten out of the way. He's done a good job there of
what I'm interested in here, because P2, Cook is really under threat by the second kitten. Can he get a run on him before the start-finish line? Can he do that? It would be a magic move if he did it.
Could we see a Kittens Racing 1-2 here down the straight for the final time? The run towards the flag. And Byrne is trying to give it a crack.
He got it.
Come across the line. He missed out by a dead even gap. It says 0.00 between them. It's down to 4 1,000ths of a second on the official timing. And Nathan Cook holds on to second by 4 thou at the line.
Wow, what a finish.
Oh, and they're crashing. They're wrecking over the line here. Callan Arthur. I think he got into it with Jason Depp as they were coming across the finish there. That was awkward.
Oh, we might get a replay of that one.
Yeah, maybe it was just after the finish line. Lucas Burt coming across the line for P8 eventually.
Here we go.
Oh, so Depp in the grass trying to race him to the line.
I got over the finish line and then it's all...
What? Oh. How are you, mate? There you go. Got the serve into the side barrier, why don't you?
Oh, well, it was after the line. Didn't do any harm.
Yeah, anything after the finish line is fair game, right?
Well, within
classic.
Reason, yes.
Classic wrecking your mates for fun after the finish there. How about it, though, for this man? David Gallo, number 14, Kittens Racing entry, takes the win tonight after winning the heat race. A clean sweep this evening in the silver split. But taking out the feature race 2. Nathan Cook up 1 spot from third on the grid to come home P2. Daniel Byrne up 15 spots to P3 to bookend the podium for Kittens Racing over Cody Carlson. Up 17 spots to P4. Ross Hansen to P5. Pete Zeidler, thanks for coming. 26 to P6 in your feature race. What a run there, as we're getting sent some pictures in our chat of how close it was at the finishing line. There's your official results there. Pete Zeidler, the biggest mover of the whole lot there, up 20 spots from where he started. Callan Arthur and Lucas Burt. And Reece Rowland made it back to P9, and Mark Jeffrey rounding out your top 10.
Now, what's interesting there in that photo that we've got there, Chris, is the car with the bent nose actually won. It's in the broadcast notes.
So we need Luke to pull that up and put it up on stream, because that's how close they were at the finish line. There it is. And you can see the 43 car of Nathan Cook, as you said, has the bent nose. So it's not taking it off the lead of the car. I think it might be taking it off the axle, or at least potentially by a theoretical lead of the car. So how about that for Nathan Cook? Even though he appears to not cross the line first, he managed to get second place by 4 thousandths of a second. You can tell the wheels are in front by probably about 3 inches at the line, but that is a ultra close finish in the race for second here at Phillip Island.
Yeah, that's as close a finish as you get to see, isn't it? 4 thousandths of a second.
Nothing between them here. Congratulations going to David Gallo, though, for taking out the win in your silver split feature race. As we get all of those gents in the green room, let's pull them into the broadcast studio and have a chat. We'll start first with, of course, your winner tonight, David Gallo. Congratulations.
Evening, guys. Thank you.
You look like you had it all easy. By the stats, it looks like a nice clean sweep for you out front, but I know the racing's a little bit different sometimes.
Yeah, it was interesting there at the start with Michael and Ray, and sort of changing positions a few times, but couldn't obviously break the draft there, and unfortunately they come together, which gave me a little bit of breathing space until sort of Nathan caught up to me. So, but it was good, clean, fun racing.
And a great opportunity to clean sweep the night with taking out the heat race as well. Puts you in a pretty decent points haul tonight.
Yeah, definitely happy with that.
Great stuff, mate. Congratulations once again. We'll come back for the thank yous. And Dave Roberts, I'm going to leave you with it for Nathan Cook for second.
So Nathan, story of the race, you had a nice little box seat there watching all the action, and a really good little charge towards the end, and just made it over the line.
Yeah, look, you couldn't buy tickets to a better show than what that was in front of me for a while, so I just hung back and I thought the opportunity might come at the end of the race without ending up in the dirt. So, no, congratulations to David. He was too quick on the night, and I definitely was trying to make a move with him there, but I'm happy.
And 4 1,000ths of a second over the line it was.
Good comeback by Daniel.
If you see the shot, I think it's your car has a bent nose, so you're actually second over the line, but the car registered as, it's third over the line, but the car registered as second. But when you see it, it's quite funny because your nose is a bit shorter than the other one.
I definitely had a little bit of a touch with David into the hairpin down the bottom there, and that's obviously where that came from. But yeah, look, Daniel had a good charge at the end. I could see the lap times coming quicker and stuff, so yeah, we're lucky to hang on for second.
Yeah, no, great drive, really good evening, and like you said, you've had a fantastic time spectating, if nothing else.
Absolutely, like as I said, you couldn't buy tickets to that, and that was great.
Here's the finish on the replay right now, on the broadcast right now, and I'm looking at it, and there is absolutely nothing in this over the line, and your nose is slightly shorter than Daniel's, but it doesn't matter where the nose is, it's where the car's registered, so you must have just been in front.
It was close, I can tell you now. I could hear him coming, so.
Oof. I can see your wheels are a little bit ahead of his, just a little bit ahead of his, so it's about 6 inches, if that.
Yeah,
it's
look,
fantastic.
50 metres ahead, it would have been a different story, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Fantastic stuff. To third place then, Daniel Byrne, up 15 spots, mind you. Congratulations, just missing out by 4 1,000ths of a second.
Wow, what an ending. Yeah, I started 18th and managed to work my way up. And I could see them, and I was getting a little bit closer every lap. I was 1 or 2 tenths a little bit quicker. And I think, to me, it looked like they were deliberately not battling so that they weren't going to lose time to me. So all I could do was just put in clean lap after clean lap, and it was so close in the end. I think if David had moved over to the left and gave me a little bit of a tow right near the end, it might have made the difference. But yeah, great fun.
We'll let you suss that out in the team debrief then. I'm sure you can scold him appropriately for not giving you a tow towards the end. But a great drive nonetheless, mate. Congratulations tonight.
Thanks a lot, guys.
And we'll start with you then for the thank yous. Who do you have to thank for the efforts?
Yeah, sure. Kittens Racing, Driver 808 on YouTube, AML Technology, and shout outs to Atari, Bianca, Frenchie and Minka, Zach and Levi.
Fantastic stuff. To second place then, Nathan Cook. Who do you have to thank tonight?
Oh, geez, I feel a little bit out of place here, just being a privateer that jumps on every now and again. So I'll thank my internet and my steering wheel. Thanks.
Fantastic. And to David Gallo, congratulations once again. Who do you have to thank?
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'd like to thank Kittens Racing, AML Technology, Driver 808 on YouTube, and a shout out to my wife Anna and my 2 girls, Anthea and Valerie. And big shout out to you guys, FRG, for putting on such a good league and some good racing.
Thank you very much, mate. Well done tonight, gentlemen. Put it in the back pocket for a fantastic evening here for the Silver Split, round 6 of the RaceKraft Formula Fords.
I'm not expecting a lot different from the Gold Split either, Chris, are you?
No, not at all. I think we're going to see some really, really good racing coming up in just a short amount of time. We're in the flyover at the moment, which means we are not too far away. We're just running down the final few moments in the practice server while Luke takes the opportunity to step on over into the Gold Split. And there we are, just right on time. Please bear with us as the paints. They will load in eventually. As we look at the Gold Split, they're running down their last few minutes of practice. If you look at the pre-qualifying, Dave, it was red hot. Damon Woods, Seth Brown, Caleb Hides, Andrew Gilliam, and Mitch Martin, your top 5, were separated by less than 0.3 of a second in pre-qualifying. That's how tight they were just to run in the race tonight.
Well, I can see that John Merritt's just gone quickest in practice, and he's actually just taken the fastest time off Damon Woods. So, wow, that's a turn up for the books, because Damon's been fastest in just about every session so far. So, yeah, John Merritt absolutely flying, and Ewan Baker right there as well, 38.5. The front of this grid is just hot. You got someone like Andrew Gilliam, who's had 2 wins in this series so far, and Andrew's back there in 6th place. So, mind you, 38.7, 38.4, it's 0.3 of a second. It's not a lot, is it?
There's nothing between them.
That's just the quality of tow that you get.
And we're going to talk about the guy who took the other 3 wins in the championship. We've had 5 rounds so far. This is, of course, round 6. We're on the homeward stretch for the RaceKraft Simulations Australian Formula Ford eSeries. Damon Woods, taking 3 wins, 1 second, 1 third, has not finished off the podium yet in this championship. What is it going to take for someone to knock that kid down? Just take him down a peg, just a little bit, in this championship.
Yeah, he's a pretty nice kid. He's a pretty nice kid. He's certainly not, too full of himself, and in his ego's pretty under control. And that's it's nice to see somebody who's so well balanced out there in the front of the race. Tell you who is missing tonight is Will Lowing, which I'm disappointed not to see Will here, but I sort of understand because I believe it's his birthday today. So I expect he's probably out having dinner or something. It's a pity Will's not here. Would love to have seen Will in action around Phillip Island with these guys.
It would have been exciting, but we fully understand there. You've got to take the birthday celebration seriously. While you can still celebrate getting older, because once you hit a certain point, you kind of stop celebrating it as much.
Yep, you sure do.
I was waiting for it. Mick Aaron's on screen, the 75 Sim Sports entry, just coming to a bit of a slow roll down at MG corner. He's 22nd on time right now.
Timothy Harris there in 4th place as well. It's a new name to the front of the grid. So Kobe Williams, Aidan Coote, Wayne Losh is a fresh name as well. Guy Leach is back. Guy had a great run a few weeks back in, I think, the round 2. Was it Monza, I think it was? Guy had a fantastic run there at Monza. So great to see Guy back. And Guy's an old stager. And
well,
young
Tim Harris is 9th in points coming into tonight. And I wanted to pick up on this because he is actually doing very well on time. Now, given this is only practice, we're going to get into qualifying pretty shortly. But Tim parked up in 4th place right now. Hasn't finished higher than 11th in the championship so far for the privateer.
Wow.
So could be a big turn of pace from this man tonight. Early doors to start making assumptions, though. Yeah, we'll see what he can do in qualifying coming up in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, and there's young Aidan Schweikert there in, I think, about 12th place at the moment. Yeah, 12th. So Aidan's, he's quite young. He's only, was he 12 or something or other, I think. Can't remember. I've probably insulted him now. But he's a real, one of the real young guns. So great to see him up there towards the front. And the other one there, Oliver Armott there in 21st. So Oliver's back again tonight, which is great to see him out there. Other guys of interest there, Mitch Martin. Mitch is one of the real Formula Ford campaigners, so Mitch Martin's out there. Jack Mara, our New Zealand contingent. I think we may have lost Chris by the feel of it. His mic seems to have died. So, Chris, if you can hear me, I think your mic's not working. So
I'm back. I was getting a drink.
Oh, there we go.
I did the right thing and sent you a message and everything. Said, give me a second. Just need a bit of.
Do you think I read when I can listen? Why would I read?
I tried to make it short and sweet as well. Couldn't leave you on your own for too long of this one.
See, I have my little glass of red and my little bottle of red on my left and a little glass on the right, and I'm just topping it up now. I don't need to stop talking or even get out of my seat.
I'm sure the same can go for our friends in the stewards room as well. I know Rue Koistra is very partial to a bit of red on race night, or definitely after race night to kind of relax and unwind a little bit. No, when I came home this evening, my drinks were not in the fridge, so I had to stick them in, and then I was just thinking, geez, I better cool them down before I can go, and then I forgot about them.
Now we've just got qualifying's just started, so they've come out. They've got 15 minutes. They've got 5. They get 5 flying laps. 5 laps. I'm going to say 5 laps because probably 4 flying and 1 out lap. But they got 5 laps in total to qualify, and they've got 15 minutes to complete those 5 laps. So we will see some guys come out early and some guys come out late. And I'm looking there, Seth Brown in a new livery. They've got the new Altus livery. There's a few of them, and doesn't that car look fantastic? And it's green and yellow, very Australian. Altus Australia, I think it is. I can't remember. I did.
You're right, yeah, Altus Australia. It's really cool to see them actually stepping into the Formula Fords with this livery as well. I saw the announcement a little while ago, and I was pretty excited to see some more developments from those guys.
Yeah, this is the Altus Esports that we see.
William Dunn.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Don't Jason, Justin, no, it's something there. Julian Dunn, yeah.
Same mob, same group of people, but now they've formed an Altus Australia kind of deal, which is really exciting for Australian sim racers. Back in-house, really.
Will we see in S5000, for instance, will Julian have a new green and yellow livery now, or?
We can only hope. When is the next S5000 round? Is it
next Monday at Suzuka? Next Tuesday at Suzuka.
Next Tuesday at Suzuka. There you go. So it's going to be exciting to see. There you go. Altus Australia. Thank you, Luke.
There we go.
Thanks, you for saving us.
So they've got the two separate liveries there. I imagine one is Altus Esports and one must be Altus Australia.
I would assume as much from what I remember by reading the announcement and the press release as well. Very cool to see, and great to see a different livery out there. And it goes away from the old black and white that these guys was running as well. Seth Brown was one of them. I wasn't always the biggest fan of just a black and white race car.
No, I like that. That looks really good. Looks really good. Fantastic. Really like it. And it's simple, it's modern, but it's not. A lot of the modern liveries, I just find there's too much on them, and they're like the driver's helmets. There's so much on them, I can't even see it. And then you look at someone like, I remember David Coulthard's helmet with the Scottish flag and the white check, white cross. It was so simple, yet it's so stand out. And I think that's where a lot of these guys go wrong with their helmets and their liveries these days. Is there's just too much on there, and you really can't make head nor tail of it. And that livery looks fantastic. Good, bold, strong colours, strong graphic, very simple. Love it.
And going to where it comes from as well, it was pretty cool to read. And thank you to Luke for reminding us as well of how it came about. So combining the history and performance between Pursuit Sim Racing and Altus Esports, now going kind of back to their roots as an Australian esports group of people. They've now built the Altus Australia, which is what has come out of that camp. So really great to see, and a bit of renewed passion for the Aussies in the Altus camp, which is always exciting to see. We get a couple of real-world drivers that don't need to worry about running different Altus liveries because they run a bit of a replica of what we see on their real-world cars. Cody Williams, an example of that. There as he goes whizzing past that speed shot on the main straight.
And takes the fastest time so far.
Oh, there you go. Got himself a double, triple, quadruple toe going down the straight there. Caleb Dawson comes across the line in P6. Damon Woods dropped to P2. He was right at the front of that group that Kobe was getting a toe off of. And there you can see it. So it's how's that for a group? That's Woods, Balak, and Williams all together at the moment. Now, Balak hasn't really got himself a bit of a run in qualifying yet. He's all the way down in 13th on time. Look how busy this racetrack is, though. This certainly can't be an easy task to try and find yourself a clean piece of real estate to get a lap in.
When they were coming down the straight, I was looking at them going, oh, Guy Leach, fastest. And then I blinked and it was, oh, look, Guy Leach, 8th.
It just drops him down that quickly. Oliver Armit trying to tack into the back of that group as well. So he's in good company for the youngster. Young Ollie trying to get a bit of a toe from the quickest guys on the racetrack.
Jack Maris jumped onto the back of car 10, which is I don't know who car 10 is. Paul Rogers. So he jumped on the back of Paul Rogers. They're going to try and work together because you're really looking for a race partner, a tow partner. And the thing is, if you give one away, you do expect one back. So Caleb Dawson off the road, that's not a good thing. Dirty tyres.
Yeah, he's really hurt himself. And unfortunately, with the format that is run in these qualifying sessions, we'll get the replay here of Caleb Dawson. What happened here is he's making the way.
He put a wheel on the dirt, has he? Oh, no, he's had a back end. Oh, he's lost the back end.
Look at this, a spin out of sympathy right behind him as well.
Well, in that portion of the hill, if you've got to get off it and get on the brakes, the thing's going to swap ends. So that was pretty well done. Oh, I see Caleb Black rotating with wheels flying. So
that's never good.
No, that would be. That looks like end of a quali. Oh, the qualifying is crazier than the racing at the moment.
Well, it is because everyone only gets a small opportunity to set their time, and you make one mistake and you burn a lap up. You only get really 4 in the chamber, and realistically, let's face it, the first one's going to be junk. So if you're relying on your first lap to get your time sorted for qualifying, you're going to be in the hurt locker for the race, and you're going to have a lot of work to do. So it's about for these guys getting out there and trying to keep their nose clean, but they're pushing so hard so early that we're seeing cars flying off the racetrack left, right, and centre.
Now, see, Andrew Gilliam's gone to pole, but I saw Kobe Williams, and he just set a purple sector 1, but he's got a yellow sector 2, which means it's off the pace. So he was flying, and something's gone wrong in sector 2 for him. We'll see if he can pull it back in sector 3, but you see those colours across the bottom. So green signifies that it's that driver's fastest session. A yellow says it's not. You know, it's just a lap time, and a purple says it's the fastest of all the cars out there through that sector. So Kobe Williams has done sector 1 quicker than anybody out there on the racetrack. We're just going to see he's done a 1:38 dead, which puts, oh no, that's 1:38 dead Gilliam. So Kobe Williams there 1:30. Oh, he's 0.6 back. That is a hell of a lap from Andrew Gilliam.
Williams only put a 1:39.6 in that lap. Like, Damon Woods was towing him along, but Woods didn't do anything exciting either. He only ran P5, was down to P5, and Woods last time across was a 39.6 as well. So whether they found themselves up on traffic and had to get on the anchors to slow the car up and miss out on an accident, it's really painful for those guys trying to set themselves a lap right now. As Gilliam has called it quits, he said, "I'm done. Thanks, boys. Thank you for the tow."
A 38 dead is quicker than anybody did in pre-qualifying, and anybody did in practice this evening. So 38 dead is the fastest lap of the week, and he must have just got a magic double, triple tow. Just when sometimes the car's just fall in your favour, and it looks like it has. You still got to do a great lap and take advantage of it, but he's got a great lap, and the cards fell in his favour. So 0.6 of a second out there is just a huge gap in these cars. If you look, 0.6 of a second covers the next 10 cars.
Yeah, he had a monster final sector, did Andrew Gilliam there, at 36.8. Everybody else is in the 37 O's at best. So he's already gained 0.2 in the final sector to end the lap. So by the looks of it, he probably had a tow on both ends of the lap, because he doesn't have the quickest second sector, which is the real technical sector of the lap there. So I think
Williams,
the advantage of the tow as giving a bit of rough there for Damon Woods.
So Kobe Williams has just done he did a purple first sector, and now he's done a 38.1, or what's that, 38.196 to be.
So Williams goes in second there. He's done a 38.196, and he's coming up, 1.3 short from Andrew Gilliam's pole time.
Well, I'm just hearing that a couple of guys have been penalised for some shenanigans in qualifying, and I think one of the cars is Seth Brown has now got to start from the back of grid or pit lane. I'm not quite sure what it was, but there was something going on in the background there. So Luke looks like he might have it up here. So here's car 9, and there's something going on here. So
what's happened here for Seth Brown is there was a crash car in the middle of the racetrack that Seth ran into.
I'm not quite sure what's gone on there, but there's some interaction with race control in the background.
And that would have created a hurt car there. Watch this for Seth Brown.
Let's have a look.
So they've spun. That's Caleb Black. Whack. Thanks for coming, Caleb. And Seth just cleaned him up. So Caleb actually spun it on the exit of turn 1 there, and Seth...
Hold on. No, I missed it. I was just trying to listen to race control in the background, but I've missed it again. So I'm not quite sure what's gone on there.
Well, you got your headphones right now, because you got one ear in here, one ear in race control. You got iRacing open in the background as well.
And I'm reading Luke's notes.
Oh, you didn't read my message that I was stepping out to grab a drink, though.
No, I only read the important stuff, Chris.
The important stuff, that's exactly right. 4 minutes 10 to go. Ewan Baker on screen. He's usually one of the drivers who likes to leave it late in the session, and really,
yes, he does.
Should, because look at how hectic it was in the opening few minutes, and look how little cars there are left on the racetrack now in the closing stages of qualifying. As we pick up Paul Rogers across the line, goes P15.
I reckon these fast guys, I think they can run a mid-38 by themselves without a tow. If they can do that, he can put himself in the front couple of rows of the grid somewhere without getting involved in all that shenanigans. It's probably the way I'd play the game.
Well, yeah, if you can get away with it. The risk you take is that everyone gets on the almighty tow bandwagon without you, then they're going to be making your life pretty difficult. As Cameron Edwards is another West Australian there in the Jazmat entry. Number 11, he's out on track. He made the gold split, and his mate Ray Oliver only made the silver split. So there would have been a bit of a two-pronged attack for the mates tonight, but I'm sure they would have liked to have both been in the gold split this evening racing with each other.
Oh, it is Jazmat. I was thinking you might have got a typo and it was actually Hazmat. But,
no, it definitely is Jazmat there. As next on screen we pick up Andrew Gilliam. Now, Andrew's running Sans numbers tonight, or his numbers are blacked out and they're really hard to read. So he's actually not running the official sticker pack for the Australian Formula Ford Championship.
I think that whole livery has misloaded. Look at it. The whole livery is misloaded. It's loaded on sideways or something. Now, I was talking to Luke earlier, and apparently there are some issues with trading paints. And if you've got, at the moment, if you click the high-res paints, it can load incorrectly. So it looks like that's what's happened here. And that's a real pity today, the beautiful new livery. And, it's gone on sideways.
And it looks like
here it comes again. It looks like
7-year-old with
I'm guessing this is Luke reloading in the background.
We'll see. If he's reloaded, it's going to take forever to.
Yes.
So there it is, and it didn't work.
No.
Or did it work? No. It's
so
still
it's Andrew Gillian. I'm just going to look on my other feed. What? Oh, I don't know. Car number 32. 32. Andrew Gilliam. No, it's on my other feed, which is my iRacing feed. It's exactly the same. So it's something to do with the way he's applied the paint, or it's an issue with him, not with the general trading paints.
It's a shame.
And us.
With the wrap on that, probably should get their money back. And maybe he does have the wrong livery applied to the car, because simply with iRacing doesn't care what car the livery is designed for. It's just simply a 2048 texture that's applied over a 2048 flat panel cutout. Now, if he's grabbed the wrong livery from, say, a V8 supercar, then it's going to make...
I don't think that's the case. It looks like it's actually loaded 90 degrees offset.
It does,
which is really weird.
But that's all right. 1 minute to go in qualifying, and only John Merritt, Sam Woodland, Alec Limmer, and Nathan Verney still left on track.
Ewan Baker back in P15. Wow. I'm not quite sure. No, it looks like he has. He's loaded a V8 supercar, and Luke's just posting it. Lachlan's posting it in the background.
Yeah, so we're being fed information here in our broadcast room that it looks like the livery that might have been attempted to load for Andrew Gilliam is actually the V8 supercar livery for Altus Australia, and that's why it looks so catawampus when it's applied to a Formula Ford of about 1/3 the surface area. So unfortunately, the car's going to look like that. It's going to be a bit of a Picasso Formula Ford tonight as Verney crosses the line in 33rd. John Merritt coming out of Honda. I think he's run and done in this session as well, as qualifying comes to a close. So despite the livery, not a bad run there for Andrew Gilliam. He takes pole tonight for the sprint race, a 1:38.066 for the mislabeled Altus Australia Formula Ford entry. Kobe Williams, second on the grid, will start on the outside front row. Damon Woods, the Dura Esports entry, starting from position 3, your championship leader coming into tonight for the second half of the series. Caleb Hydes starting P4 on the second row, with Matt Morris out of P5 and Braden Martin joining him on row 3. Tyler Blackburn will start alongside Sean Doyle on the 4th row of the grid, with John Merritt and Jack Mara the Hot Dog starting out of position number 10.
And looking back through, Oliver Armit there. Great start for Oliver. 11th place. Ewan Baker out of position back in 15th. Another line of young guns there. Aidan Schweikert, 13th. Jumping down through Mitch Martin out of position. Mitch is usually a top 5 or 6 runner. He's P19 tonight to start this heat race. But remember, it is only the heat race. Now, another guy there, Guy Leach, back in 25th. We saw Guy nearly take the win at Monza. And, Seth Brown, 35th place. place there. That's the one I was talking about. I think there may be some issues going on there in the background. Lockie Taylor, Ocean Colangelo, 40th place. Yeah, Lachlan's in his usual spot. He's always last on the grid. Oh, that's right, he's in the safety car.
Lockie Capel driving the FRG Aston Martin safety car this evening. Hopefully we don't need to see too much use of that as the revs rise for the gold split heat race here for round 6 of the championship here at Phillip Island Circuit. Loading up and building towards a frantic 15 minutes of heat racing. This will set the grid for the 30-minute feature tonight, thanks to RaceKraft Simulations, live all evening on Racestars TV, and of course, driven by the Formula Racing Group.
On lights. Great debut for the new livery for Andrew Gilliam, on pole, and away he goes. And he's made a nice little start off the line there with Kobe Williams right beside him. It's unusual not to see Damon Woods on the front row, but wow. You know, where is Damon Woods?
He's back there, right there in
third place, so he's slotting in there behind Kobe Williams. Now we've seen Kobe be a little bit over aggressive at times and come undone. So hopefully he can keep it together and keep it neat tonight. And oh, there's somebody. Who's that? Somebody about 5th, 6th place. Jack Marrett. The hot dog's off. He's dropped his onions in turn 1.
Oh no, there'd be a cry in the car park after that one. As look at this, Kobe Williams getting the elbows out as Gilliam tried to cover the inside line, heading into Honda. He locks up and Damon pockets both of them.
How does he do it?
Unbelievable. He saw it happening, just pulled the car up on the apex and slipped on through to take the race lead on the opening lap of the heat race here. So Woods leads from Williams second, Gilliam down to third now from Morrison Hides as they make their way past the hay shed. There's a replay in the bottom right corner of your screen as they ran down.
He's down the inside and he's just sitting there and he's just backed it off and he reads the racing so well. Oh, and is that Kobe off the road?
Yes, it is Kobe Williams
off the road,
off the racetrack,
and he's done it again. Oh, Kobe!
And there was more debris and gravel flying all over the place on the exit of MG. So that will put Kobe a long way down the order, down to P19. As they come around to the Gardner Straight for the end of lap 1. But it's Damon Woods and Andrew Gilliam leading the way as Gilliam gets his nose in front down towards turn 1 and tries to reclaim the race lead here on lap 2.
And then you got Matt Morris and Caleb Hides back there in 3rd and 4th. These guys are going to keep each other entertained, and it's good to see that Gilliam was able to reclaim that lead, because otherwise, you know, Damon's have made got a great history of being able to just make that break and run away. So great to see Gilliam claim back that lead and say, you know, it's not all yours. I'm in here as well. And we've got quite a battle back there for 3rd place, and they're working together. And John Merritt there, who was quickest in qualifying there for quite a bit. Young Schweikert there in the blue and white car on the inside. There's Kobe Williams wiggling around. Is that Kobe? 19th? Yes, wiggling around on the inside. Yes, Gilliam leading the way up the back, but Damon Woods is all over the back of him. And they've got quite a little break there. That's a decent break. Is it big enough to keep them out of the tow? Possibly.
How good is this battle at the pointy end, though? They're already trying to break away. And the operative word there is trying, because Matt Morris is staying in touch and he is dragging everybody else, kicking and screaming with him for P3. There's Morris running the official series liveries, or one of the official series liveries, on the 966 car. Right behind him is Caleb Hides. Now, if I was Matt Morris, I'd be feeling a bit nervous about this, because Hides is known for being a bit aggressive in these cars as well. And if one little misstep at high speed, and it could be all over Red Rover as they go too wide down the Gardner Straight. Morris tucks in behind. Meanwhile, William gets the race.
Damon Woods with a little bit of wheel in the dirt there down the main straight. So they're certainly all going at it. And here's Kobe Williams trying to charge back through the field in his typically naturally aggressive manner that he does drive. There, and he pulled across and done a little bit of the Kobe chop there. And
it's a move that you've named, apparently, Dave. The Kobe chop.
the Kobe chop, I think it is, that he sort of chopped in. He was clear, but it was very, very tight, and the guy behind had to lift off. He just forced the guy behind to lift off, which is Alec Limmer.
So what's happened there? Limmer down 35th as a result, and he's come to a standstill in the sand trap.
No, look, he's got a broken front end of the car. Look at that. Look at that.
So what he was already broken going down that straight, and then
there's something really weird going on there, wasn't it? Like the cars were locked together. Now Alec is one of Formula Ford's delegates and a great member of the whole Formula Ford community of the real world, and is out here having some fun too. So it's great to see him there. I just hate to see him in the sandpit like that, because nobody wants to be there, nor does anyone deserve to be there. And that was very, very strange, the way the cars were locked together and his wheels were locked to the road. It looked like some sort of gear, possibly even gear failure. So we'll see what that was later on. But Caleb Hyde's fastest lap of the race, P3. So he's now only 2/10 off of Woods, and he is charging his way forward. He's right on the back of this, so making it now a three-way fight for the lead.
Yeah, this is getting pretty dicey there for Caleb. Look how much of the inside of the track he takes coming out of the
and the outside,
which is using every inch of the racetrack that he can. Woods now looks to the inside through Stoner. Again, Caleb trying to shortcut the circuit over the top of the curbing through Stoner Curve, but it's going to be Gilliam who holds the inside line down at Honda, and they're going to settle back into it, but there's no doubt about it. Caleb Hydes is on a mission right now as they make the run towards Siberia. Just gets a little kiss of the apex on the exit of the corner. A very late apex coming out of Siberia. And Woods is trying to position the car so he doesn't have to roll off the throttle and sacrifice his straight line speed, but he's going to go for the inside line on the run up towards Lukey Heights. He's going to try and slip on through. Has to be very careful about modulating the car speed and not running too wide and putting Gilliam off the road, who's going to look back to the inside down at MG. They go side by side, and Woods and Gilliam still dueling through turn 11. Hydes is watching this. He can't do anything. He can't get alongside them, and probably doesn't want to either, because they're going to compromise their run onto the main straight now. Caleb Hydes is going to be in this. So is Merritt. So is Morris. Dawson
and Baker
are all going to buy into this battle going down the Gardner Straight, but it's Woods who hits the front.
Are they trying to do four abreast?
Momentarily, Woods looked like he hit the
John
front.
Merritt's grabbed the lead from nowhere. John's come from the clouds to grab the lead and into turn one. Fantastic drive. So, and John's no youngster. John's one of our more senior campaigners, and it's great to see him out there giving these young guys a real run for their money. And I'm looking, what's happened? We've messed up Andrew Gilliam's paintwork as well. His livery's gone all sideways like the other one. There must be something very strange going on out there. But
this was the one paint that was sideways in qualifying. It was Seth Brown who had to apply correctly.
Seth Brown, that's right. So we've got John Merritt slipped back to second. So Gilliam's grabbed the lead again. Morris is third. Woods is back to fourth, and now Woods is making up. He's got a really nice line out of the inside of Siberia there, and he seems to be able to pull that position on the way out of Siberia. He's got a great line out of there, and here he is up the inside and retaking third place up over Lukey Heights, and we can see Caleb Hydes there just in the background, and Ewan Baker right back in this.
If Luke's really listening here, I'd love to go back and see Seth Brown again and take a look at that car to see the livery. There it is. That's what it's supposed to look like. Now go back to Andrew Gilliam. Why doesn't mine look like that? He's leading the way. He's doing a great job with the worst application of a livery that I've ever seen in iRacing. He's holding a pretty tiny little lead, although it's immediately eaten up, and Merritt goes back to the point with the nose in front out of the toe.
I'm bored with Ewan Baker here, Chris. And look at that. He's looking down there. What a view he's got with them three abreast. And he can see them sort of pushing each other wide, and there's opportunities arising. He's sitting back here, he's trying to get the pressure on, but he doesn't want to get too close to Caleb in front, because if Caleb's got to lift off, it'll all be over. Look at this. This is a race. 7 people absolutely nose to tail ding dong for the lead, and this is the heat race.
Yeah, this is
and we've got a big touch there between Woods and Gilliam down as they came out of Stoner corner there. Big touch between them, and Gilliam had a big dive sideways. Luke might show us a little replay of that in a minute. Oh, that's an opportunistic move up the inside there through Siberia, and that this time it's Morris trying to get the run on Woods.
And Morris having a real crack at it there. He took advantage of the two going side by side, heading into Siberia. They were side by side all the way through Honda, but now look, Woods gets a little bit crossed up on the curving. On the way towards Lukey Heights, he's going to be on the outside at MG. This time, Gilliam has it in control. Fires it up the inside. Don't look at the scenery. Let's look at the racing. How good is this? Woods tucks back.
Very, very good. Very, very good under brakes down into MG. Shown it now 2 or 3 times. He's very, very good under brakes there, and really is able to shove it up the inside of Damon Woods, which is not just anybody can do that.
Oh yeah, not many people around could really make
Damon
that
trying to get a little bit of side draft off the car, so he's moved again down past the outside. Oh, look out, we're going 3-4 abreast again, Chris.
It's getting pretty dicey. Woods got in front for a moment, but because Andrew Gilliam has the inside line, he will reclaim the lead through turn 1, and Damon can't really do anything about it because Gilliam is just picking his opportunities beautifully as Hyde's dispatches of Ewan Baker is going to go to the back of this group. Dawson was on the back of them. Caleb Dawson in the 28 car was on the back of this fight, but you know what he said? I don't want to be part of that. That's too much for me. He's backed out of it, and he's let them go by about a second just to try and gain some composure.
So Gilliam again through Honda from Woods and Merritt. Merritt is looking really threatening. He's just sitting there leaving a little bit of a gap, ready to take any opportunity that arises. Behind him, Caleb Hydes. Caleb's dropped back a bit. Caleb's normally very, very aggressive, and he seems to be just taking his time a little bit tonight. Morris there, again, watching brief, and he's just left those couple of car lengths, and I think that's a really smart move from Mitch Morris there. And, sitting back behind Hydes, Ewan Baker. Bit of a fan favourite from me, but Ewan diving down the inside there. I saw him diving down the inside coming down the hill. Oh, and he's gone round. Ewan's lost it. I should never have said anything, Chris. I do it every time.
Oh, poor old Ewan Baker. He had that moment on the entry to MG. He lost the back end of the car, and he's going to fall down the order. He's going to be P11, just in front of young Schweikert in P12 down the order. As look at these two still going at it. Woods by 10 thousandths. Now, Gilliam gets in front. Merritt gets
Morris.
the double. It pounces on them.
Merritt
inside the double.
again.
Woods fired it into the back of Gilliam and had to gather it up through turn 1. Morris goes by. Caleb Hydes almost got him as well. That was a big save there required from Damon Woods to keep it on the racetrack. They are fighting with fire right now. They're playing with fire. And this is getting pretty dicey. 2 minutes 45 left to go. Gilliam back to the inside on Merritt through the Stoner corner. This is really, really dicey racing for a heat race for round 6 of this championship.
Boy, oh boy, this is the heat race, as you say, Chris. This is only 15 minutes. They're going to do this for 30 minutes in the main race.
How good is
you can
that
see
gonna
here,
be?
trying to get Damon Woods trying to get that speedy run, that exit, and he's got it again. Out of Siberia, he's got that run again. He comes out with a bit more road speed, and see the guy on the outside's got nowhere to go. He's sort of blocked up behind Merritt there. Boy, these guys are full on. Merritt trying to shove the car back up the inside. Damon Woods caught one wide over the top. Can't get down the inside, but he can just try and hold his position there to hold out Morris. And it's just on for young and old. And all this time these guys are fighting. Andrew Gilliam's making that little quick escape. He's got 7/10 of the road, 7/10 of a second up the road at the moment.
Yeah,
now Merritt.
that up now as they come round turn 12 though. Watch the gap come down. It's down to 5.5 tenths. They'll probably not get him by the end of the straight, but Woods is going to try and pick up the toe, and he's monstering up to the back of Andrew Gilliam. Morris tries to go back to the inside, and Merritt trying to squeak in there. No. There they go. Merritt
That was it.
and Hydes getting into each other into turn 1.
All saved.
Oh goodness, they did a fantastic job saving that. But that has created chaos behind them as Merritt struggled to get going again. Dawson is off the road even after trying to slow up and stay out of trouble.
Looks like that car's damaged. I don't see those two front wheels pointing the same direction.
No,
So
he's struggling.
he looks like he's wearing... No, he's bent the front right corner there. So that's a big issue for him. So we've currently got Andrew Gilliam still hanging on to that lead. Damon Woods managing to stay out of trouble and be in second place. How does he do it every time? Matt Morris there in third, consolidating that third place as Ewan Baker again in the grass here. He's obviously got the same problem, broken front suspension. So, how bad for these guys. But they're going at it so hard, and it's only the heat. Just give it a little bit more room, boys.
Race it out harder. We want to see some action, Dave.
Yeah,
Conservation never made the highlight.
I want to see the action for 30 laps, not 5, Chris.
How good is this as we bring it around turn 11 and 12? Was that the final lap? Was it the white flag?
I have no idea.
It's not caught up in the racing, I forgot. As we bring it out of turn 12 and down the line. Look at this. Woods is going to have a crack at it. This could be the run to the line that we're expecting, but this will hand it to Morris. He's going to try and get the double toe.
It is a checkered flag, but who's going to get it then?
It's Gilliam.
I think Gilliam's got it.
12 thousandths of a second at the line.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. I thought Morris was going to come scooting on by right at the finish.
Yeah.
But Andrew Gilliam grabs the win in the heat race. He survived all advances in that one.
Wow.
From pole to the win, but it wasn't as easy as the results will read. Woods home in second, Morris third from Hides. Look at this battle here as Caleb Black tries to get there, and he gets across the line just 3 thousandths of a second in front of Aiden Coots at the finish line. Check this out.
Here we go. Check this out. So I think what's happened here is I think he's pulled up. So he's pulled wide to stop him getting the toe. And then he's got the side draft off of Damon Woods. So he's searching for that side draft, and he's got it just enough to get over the line. That's just sensational stuff. My drive of the race, though, Chris, I've got to go for young Aiden Schweikert there. Finishing in P6, that is, in this sort of company, what a drive. That is absolutely superb.
Yeah, fantastic effort from young Aiden in the sharp, extensive IT entry. Aiden Coot had a good battle as well, trying to get across the line there. And see, he finished down the order in P23. Still
did I see young Oliver Armit there in 7th as well? The two youngsters, 6th and 7th out there. What a fantastic effort. What a fabulous effort from those young guys. And really good. Stayed out of trouble, kept the car clean, and finished in the top 7, the pair of them. Superb.
Yeah. Fantastic stuff. It was a good recovery as well from Guy Leach there into P10 after being, what was he, P25, P26?
And the hot dog got back to 14.
Good recovery there also from Jack Mara. There's your results from the heat now. My, oh my. If that was 15 minutes of that, I'm going to need a drink for the feature because that was a lot of action. Only 16 thousandths of a second separated Andrew Gilliam and Damon Woods at the line. We've got Gilliam in the green room. We'll go through the order first though. Matt Morris home in third. Caleb Hides in P4. Just watching it unfold. He got caught up in an incident towards the end there with Merritt, John Merritt getting caught up there. Where did Merritt end up finishing? He was way
down the list.
So unfortunate there for John. He copped the short end of the stick. Kobe Williams back to P5 after being caught up.
John Merritt, 31, Chris.
Oh, wow. That hurts. Aiden Schweikert at P6 from Oliver Armit. Sean Doyle there in P8. Tim Harris, a pretty tidy run there in P9. And Guy Leach rounding out your top 10. We've got 2 of the 3. No Damon Woods coming in here. I'm not sure whether he's going to join us in the green room, but we'll pull the first 2 that we got in anyway. Congratulations first to Andrew Gilliam. What a race, mate.
Oh, that was a wicked race. Awesome fun yet again.
Mate, what was going through your mind through those final couple of corners? Were you playing the game trying to not give the other guys a toe by running that wide?
Yeah, absolutely. Every lap that I'd managed to keep Damon behind, he was always that half a car in front at the line. I knew I couldn't do the same thing again, so I was like running real easy into the last hairpin there, went wide, he didn't take the bait. I'm like, I'll just go really wide and really open it up. And P3 was coming, and I'm like, oh man, I didn't think of that, and I just got ahead. So that was pretty cool.
So now you got to do it for 30 minutes in the feature race. What's going to be the trick here? Just surviving until the final couple of laps? Is that the order of the day?
Yeah, I think it's good to actually start racing, get your elbows out early, just get a feel for the racing, make sure you're ready for when crunch time comes. But yeah, you got to be in that top 3 on the last lap, I reckon. And I don't know if they'll fall for that one again, so I'll have to try something new.
No, Andrew, if you got 2 seconds, jump out and see if you can fix your paint too, because it's all corrupted, and it looks like you loaded the V8 supercar paint instead of the Formula Ford. So,
all right, cool. I'll get on that. Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll let you go do that then. We'll chat real quick to Matt Morris. Congratulations, 3rd in the heat race, mate. It was pretty frantic at the end there.
Yeah, not bad for a debut in this car. I only learned it this week, so been off the sim for a few years. Yeah, it's awesome to come back to FRG like this.
How good is it, mate? How much fun are these cars to race around, especially when you get to go toe-to-toe like that?
Yeah, it's a style of car I like. Just it's all momentum. It's like the MX-5 and the 86. It's just top fun. The draft is awesome. Like I don't know how close it was at the end there, but it looked pretty close. And respectful racing
all
too.
100s covered everyone.
Absolutely, it was brilliant racing. Like respectful racing. Bit of a shame we had a bit of a touch into turn 1 there, but it's, going 3 wide's a bit hard sometimes.
It certainly can be, mate. Well, best of luck for the feature race. Congratulations securing a P3 start. Now you're going to do it for 30 minutes.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I'll hopefully catch you in the next one.
Good luck for the next one.
See you, mate.
See if we can talk to you guys afterwards. We'll let you go back into the car and have a crack as we run down the final minute. Just take a breath, Dave Roberts. Just
I think I need to just calm down.
How good. It's going to be some big moves in this race.
And it's great to hear Matt Morris there saying, I've been out of the sim for a while. I haven't been in it. I just bought this car. I just came back in. Oh, my God, how good is this? And it is. It's fantastic racing out there. And like you said, it's respectful. The guys are giving room. But boy, oh boy, it's full on.
All action, all the time. Here at the RaceKraft Simulations Australian Formula Ford Championship eSeries. Powered or driven by FRG, live tonight on Racestars TV. This is round 6 of the championship, and of course championship leader Damon Woods, that's one of the first times he's finished in the top 3 and not come to see us in the green room. So I have to think maybe
he might be working on a few things.
just having a play, seeing if he can extract a bit more speed from his program tonight to maintain his lead. He comes into tonight with 1,080 points to his name after the first 5 rounds. He's not finished off the podium yet, and he's looking to continue that here in the feature. Here's a look at your starting grid. Andrew Gilliam, the Altus Australia entry, was quickly ducking out to try and fix his livery, but if Luke doesn't reload them, it won't change anything. Damon Woods starting on the front row in second. Matt Morris out of position number 3 with Caleb Hydes in P4. Kobe Williams, a great recovery in the heat back to P5. Aiden Schweikert, a fantastic drive to P6. Oliver Armitt, the youngster, to P7. From Sean Doyle in 8. Tim Harris in 9. And Guy Leach rounding out your top 10. There was some big moves going from front to back and then to the front again. And that is how they'll start in the first 5 rows of the grid. And look further down the order. Jack Mara, they're out of P14. Will be one to watch here. Caleb Black down the order from where we would see him usually, down in 23rd, Dave.
Yeah, it's a long way back. There's a lot of guys. There's John Merritt back there in 31st. Mitch Martin, 36th place. And poor old Alec Glimmer, we saw him sitting there in the sandpit, and he was way down. But those guys were and we're off. That was quick green. So good start, a lot, big field. Look at them here at the back, 3, 4 abreast. And it looks like Andrew Gilliam's grabbed that lead from Damon Woods, with Caleb Hyde sneaking into 3rd in front of Morris. And Kobe Williams taking up the running there in 5th place. Let's hope Kobe goes a bit further this time than out on the first lap. But it's pretty tight there between these front two. We're going to see them they're going to keep it a little bit calm and save something for the end. Doesn't look like it, does it, Chris?
No, Woods immediately going for the inside line through Stoner Corner. Looking to try and beat him to the corner down at Honda. If he can outbrake him, but he's going to have to slot back in behind. And Caleb Hydes will tuck back into 3rd there from Morris behind. Plenty of action happening further back, and it's a big pile up down at Honda. Ewan Baker in the middle of it. Ewan Baker is caught in the accident again. Oh my goodness.
I saw somebody diving right down the inside, really tight, and wheels on the grass. I thought, this doesn't look good. So I don't know who that was, but unfortunately, quite an incident on the opening lap, which has probably taken quite a few of them out. So we've got Gilliam from Woods, Hides, Morris, Kobe Williams in 5th, young Schweikert in 6th, Oliver Armit in 7th. So the young guys have managed to stay in place there. There's Car 9 we're seeing charging up through, which is the Seth Brown car in 16th place. He's making a good run back through, because remember, he got knocked a long way back.
Yeah,
so he's about to put some moves on Black and make his way forward. Young Colangelo, which is another one of the real Formula Ford races there in 14th place.
Oh man, look at this, down into turn number 1. Woods.
Oh, 2 abreast.
Do it around the outside there. Gilliam, who was rapidly trying to fix his paint before the race started, just having to settle for second down at turn 2. He backs out of it a little bit and gives himself a bit of breathing space and almost backs it into the nose cone of Caleb Hides, as we see a drive-through penalty coming up for Liam Lee.
I'm guessing that was the car that was down the inside into Honda.
Yeah, it might have been the one that caused the incident down at Honda corners. Look at this. Now, Wood's actually looking to the inside down at Honda, and Matt Morris trying to go around the outside of Caleb Hides.
Here's a replay of that turn 1, I'm guessing. So this is what I saw, the dive down the inside on the grass. Yep, bang. Well, yeah, it was a pretty low percentage move, and caused a lot of drama. There's Ewan Baker, pulled right in front of Ewan Baker. Oh boy.
Poor old Ewan Baker. He seems to cop the worst of it at the best of times.
I mean,
he's going to be down the order as well.
You're just not going to dive past everybody and past 4 or 5 cars on the first go into Honda. And if you think you can, your ego's right and checks your body can't keep.
Yeah, that's the move that used to work back in the old V8 Supercars race driver video game. Back on PS2. What big
That's a big moment.
And he tagged Caleb Balak in the recovery process, and Caleb's going to fall down the order. Now Seth is... Oh, no!
He was going for the pits.
Car, and he chopped the front left off of it.
Yep, he was headed for the pits. And he didn't see that car on his inside. And, mate, I'm expecting he'll get another drive-through for that one as well. And at the front, it is still on for young and old. Look at them. Everywhere.
Oh, my goodness. It's Woods, William, Hides, William, Morris.
Young Schweikert is on fire tonight. Here he is on the back of this lead group. Come on.
Yeah, young Aiden Schweikert putting in a fantastic effort. The Sharp Extensive IT and Tech 1 Sim Sports entry now is a mature head on young shoulders going to prevail here, Dave, because think of his age and his level of maturity in the car, and as he tucks
looks good to me.
And he's going to go side by side with Matt Morris heading into Siberia. He's going to give away that spot.
It's just great to see the growth of young Aiden when he started in this series, early on, 5 or 6 rounds ago. He was running in that top 20 around the outside there somewhere. To see him now up in this top lead group, it's great to see that growth, and hopefully that goes with him in the real world as well. Because I know he's a kart racer. We can see it in the photo there, but he's a great young kart racer, and this is awesome to see this growth. And mature, like you say, it is maturity. Look at him; he's not jamming up the inside. He's right there, and I think I'm sitting here behind these guys. How much can I learn sitting right here between 4 of the fastest guys in the country?
There's also the extra part that he knows he doesn't need to pounce on them right now. He's in the hunt. He's in that battle group. If they start spreading out and getting all strewn out across the front straight, then he needs to start to get to work. But look at this. We're almost 4 wide. We're 3 wide as Kobe Williams fires it up the inside for the race lead. He's not going to get the job entirely done, though, because Gilliam fights back to the inside at the southern loop. And Williams is going to try and go around the outside, doing it the hard way. But he's going to have to settle for second. He might lose out to third here from Damon Woods. There's a great shot of Damon Woods' car heading into the Stoner corner. And Woods is going to hold that inside line all the way through that long left-hander. Williams getting balked up. Surely is not going to park it that far across the racetrack. He tucks back in behind and will still be battling with Damon Woods. They're still going side by side for second. How good is this?
And I'm loving back in 7th and 8th is Guy Leach, who's one of our long-term racers. I mean, Guy's been doing this for iRacing for nearly 15 years, racing wheel to wheel with young Oliver Armott, her 9-year-old. How good is that?
The average age will be really good.
The average age? Yeah.
Yeah, between them. Oh, no, Matt Morris. Now it's pretty dicey, and Caleb Hines is going to capitalise. What a ballsy move from Caleb Hines. Unbelievable. He tried to go round the outside of Morris, who checked up after firing into the rear end of Schweikert. Was it? Oh, no, it was Williams.
No, Schweikert was sitting on the back, and he was being very, very careful. He came up there, you could see stuff happening. He just lifted off and saw him open that gap a little bit just to give him some reaction time if something went wrong, and it sure did, and it worked for him. That was really smart driving by young Schweikert. There's Woods down the outside using all the curb and a bit more, sliding it round the outside of Gilliam here, and Williams is back in third. He's trying to get it up the inside. No, he's managed to weave himself some room on the inside, and Andrew Gilliam's stepped wide a little bit and just given him that room so they can both live to fight another lap.
Yeah, and that was a really smart piece of driving there from Andrew Gilliam, because Kobe put the decision entirely in Andrew's hands whether they were going to have a crash or not. Kobe put it up the inside and said, okay, Andrew, it's your choice now. Are you going to give me room, or are we going to have a crash? And Kobe's going to keep trying to muscle it out here, side by side through Siberia, and he's going to slot into second, but Gilliam is still trying to be out of place.
There's another Kobe chop there.
Kobe's getting the guillotine out and putting the pressure on. Look at this, though. Gilliam's having a big look up towards Lukey Heights.
We're going to get another one? Yeah, there goes another Kobe chop. And I mean that in the nicest manner, but it is. Kobe's really defending that line and, moving across. He's got the room to do it, and he's got the right to do it. He's sitting out front, but it is we're going to call that the Kobe chop. So
you heard it here first.
Yep. So now, Gilliam here, starting to make a move. He's a bit close, though. See, this is where I like them to be. You really need to be a car length back so you can get that run. But Schweikert's got himself in front of Matt Morris, and he's up to 5th place. So here comes Gilliam down the outside, round the outside of Woods, and Woods is going to try and fight for that inside line in there. And it is... Ooh, they're moving, they're sliding, they're all over the road. They're dancing across the tarmac there. And Woods trying to pressure. I'm really loving this. This is just fabulous racing.
We're not even 10 minutes into this feature race yet. Round 6 of the RaceKraft Simulations Australian Formula Ford eSeries, driven by
Kobe on a big move down the inside. No.
He did well to think better of that and come back in behind Damon Woods and settle for third right now. Just take a breath, Kobe. We're hoping
Chris,
to see
I don't care what motor racing you see, real world or sim world, you won't see better than this. This is some of the best sim racing on iRacing, full stop, anywhere. You've got 40 of the fastest guys in Australia and New Zealand, and they're as fast as anyone in the world. Absolutely wheel-to-wheel battling it, and really, really good, touch wood, clean racing.
Touch wood, I like that. Down at MG corner. Look at this, Kobe trying to do the over and under. He's going to tuck onto the gearbox. He's too close, way too close to the back of Damon Woods to try and make this happen. He's going to hope to try and pop out of the draft, and he's going to try and pick up the draft with Gilliam here. Watch this. Woods run wide, and immediately Kobe is trying to get the draft from Gilliam, but now they're almost going 3 wide down the straight. Kobe's up against the pit wall. 3 wide down the Gardner straight. Kobe's on the outside. Damon Woods defensive on the inside. Who's going to get through turn 1 first? Schweikert is right behind them, chomping at the bit to get involved with the big kids here fighting it out down into turn 2.
Come on, Aiden, put it in there. So he's up to 4th place, young Schweikert here. He's driving out of his skin tonight. I know his dad will be there. His dad will be jumping around the bloody room. I bet he's probably locked out of the race room. This is just brilliant bit of driving, and just keep it under control. There's a long way to go. And he's up into 3rd. He's down the inside of Gilliam now. And Schweikert's up to 3rd. This is fabulous to see.
This youngster is making big moves.
He's left a little hole.
The outside there, and Gilliam doesn't need any more invitation than that to get alongside. He's going to lose that down to P4. Keep in mind, though, Aiden Schweikert, he's a youngster. His best finish in the series is 26th. What a night this youngster is having. There's still a battle going on further behind as well, because you've got the likes of Liam Jensen in there with Guy Leach and Oliver Armitt all fighting it out for the minor placings behind this epic battle pack. You got of Woods, Williams, Gilliam, Schweikert, Morris, and Hides for your top 6.
Boy, oh boy, this is just full on. I don't know what's going on back in the field, but I'm sure it's the same. Looking at this, it's the same all the way back through the field. There's battles everywhere. But wow, what a race out front we've got here.
Everyone
There's
will
the
take a
hot dog.
different story from tonight here as we pick up on Jack Mara down in 15th place. He's lost a spot from where he started tonight in the feature race. In the hot dog, he's going to get a bit of a tow, not much, from
That's
the 28 of Dawson.
Dawson and Mara, Colin Jello, Brody Shepherd, and then you got Mitch Martin in there as well. So that's a fan, and Braden Martin. So no relation, but that's a fantastic little battle pack as well. Now we're back here with the lead again. Now what do we got? We've got Schweikert sitting there in 4th. Williams working on the 2 in front. It would not be hard to see something happen here and young Schweikert actually walk away with a win. Yeah, there's the one that we saw earlier where he dived for the pit lane and clobbered the other car, and he's just copped that drive through as I suggested we'd see earlier. You know, just happened and just, you know, it was unfortunate. He made a instant reaction to dive for that pit lane without checking the mirror first, unfortunately. Oh,
That does
boy.
happen.
Can we take a breath here, Chris?
Well, let's pick up on this battle back here a little bit. P15 is up for grabs, and there's about 6 of them, 7, 8 of them, all fighting over it here. Caleb Dawson on screen back there in P17, going side by side with Brody Shepherd at the moment. Oh, sorry, no, with Braden Martin it is. Going side by side through Lukey Heights there. Martin on screen gets the inside at MG. Can't run it out wide though, because Dawson's right there. Who's going to get the inside at turn 11. Side by side, heading towards turn 12, just ahead of the Mitch Martin in the 38 entry. Mitch is a lot further down the field than I would have expected for the man who's been at the point end of the field quite often in this series. But he's just trying to stay in there at the moment. Guy Leach having a good run as well. The Injectors Online Racing entry, running the default livery for the FRG series, right with young Oliver Armitt. The battle for young and old. I mean that literally. Fighting it out through this southern loop. And just behind Jensen in P7. But how good is the battle out front right now? Kobe Williams holding this down at the moment from Damon Woods, who looks to the inside down at Honda. Is this a move that defines the race for the lead? Because Woods picks up the lead, and now Gilliam gets a nose alongside Kobe Williams trying to make it happen into Siberia. But Kobe closes him down and holds on to second. The old Kobe chop. It was a soft one that time, but it keeps him in P2.
Yeah, and Schweikert sitting there in 4th. Oh, these guys are having a little chat in the middle of the track. So
and Ty Blackburn there. They both get back underway, but that's going to see them falling further and further down the field. Now, what happened here? Let's see that on the replay. It's Blackburn on the inside, Edwards on the outside. They're going to go down towards Honda, and Cam started losing it before Ty cleaned him up. And it's just a matter of wrong place at the wrong time there for Ty Blackburn. And that's unfortunate. Nathan Verney also off the road.
Phillip Island does produce fantastic racing, Chris. It's just got the room and the speed and the flow, and it really suits a Formula Ford. As much as it is a big circuit for a Formula Ford, it really does suit them. Now, there's Schweikert down the inside. He's going for P2. Back to P3. Back to P4 coming up. It is swapping faster than you can actually count where they are. So he's trying to hang around the outside here. He's been given that little bit of room, driving smart, and, you know, they're on. But look at Woods trying to make that escape again. He got that 2 or 3 car lengths, as he so often manages just to pull out. Also, I'm looking at these pictures and going, I'm getting lost. Sometimes I'm thinking I'm watching the real thing, because sim racing, I remember doing Indy 500 20 years ago, Chris, and it was like a pile of pixels. It was looking like you couldn't tell what the cars were. But, issues. But these things, they look so real. They're just fantastic. Now, three abreast up through the hay shed, probably not a good idea, boys.
But amazingly, they make it work. Gilliam has been really shuffled back now. He got beaten from pillar to post a moment ago, and he's dropped a couple of spots. Let's see the replay on that one. What happened here? So Gilliam on the inside at Siberia with Kobe Williams. Now he tagged the curb and then got tagged again. Tagged Uret by young Schweikert. And then is the meat in the middle of the sandwich between Morris and Schweikert, who are trying to fight either side of him.
And they went either side of him.
And Morris got through. Wow, oh wow. Check this out again. So this was... Gilliam caught the curb, and then Schweikert, whack, tagged Uret, gave him another serving.
Yeah,
Unbelievably,
couldn't really do much about
got
that.
away with it.
In the middle of a corner, you can't really do much about it. They're three abreast into turn one.
Oh my goodness.
But you can't really do much about that. When you're in the middle of a corner, you're on the apex, you can't really go, I'll hit the brakes, because if you do, you're going to go swap engine and take everybody out. So you've got to try to manage that lift off and a little bit of rub in the car in front, and everybody came out of it okay. That's just called rubbins racing. And it wasn't intentional. It was actually really, really nicely handled. But, look at this. The two real-world races in Woods and Williams out there in the front now. Come on, boys. I don't want you to run away with it. Can someone put the brakes on and bring them back?
Well, you see this now. If Gilliam and Schweikert, with Hides and Morris in tow, continue to fight, they cannot afford to keep losing time to the leaders in Damon and Kobe. They're just going to skip away with the race lead. It's going to be too hard for them to catch. And as we go back a little bit through the field here, we're watching this battle still for P15. Is it up for grabs? It's Martin from Martin. Dawson trying to go around the outside. He has the inside run here at the hay shed. This is a battle for P15 on the racetrack, Dave. How unbelievable. And just a few spots further up the road from where these guys are right now is John Merritt, up 21 spots from where he started after being off the road in the heat race. What a drive from this man. We saw him in the hunt. Now, do you think with 11 minutes 40 to go, he's only 9.5 seconds off the race lead? Is there a chance
only
that he can
9.5 seconds? 9.5 seconds in a Formula Ford is an eternity, isn't it?
It can be, depending on whether the leaders are
Williams
fighting
has
or
grabbed
not.
the lead back. He's grabbed the lead back. Can he hold? Do you think Kobe can actually pull the rabbit out of the hat? Got Schweikert and Hides off the road. Bugger. That's a real pity. That's a real pity. I don't know what happened there. Luke might be able to find us a replay, but I just saw on my second monitor, young Schweikert going backwards across the grass. I thought, oh dear, she's all over. But it's down into that turn one, so round the outside, great move. What's happened up here?
Hides gets around. Schweikert.
Whack.
Now, how did Gilliam avoid this? Well, he didn't.
He didn't.
So there's Gilliam. So actually, Gilliam was off the road as well. He's down in P7 as a result.
But he got out of it really well. He didn't get tangled up with anybody, and he ended up pointing the right way. Selected first gear and just gave it a punch.
Well, that definitely plays a part into how your field look now. That elevates John Merritt up to P8 now. He's up 23 spots as a result. Brody Shepherd on screen in P18 in a bit of a battle there with Ocean Colangelo. As we go back, this is Liam Jensen. Liam's found himself in P4, and look at this, the young and the old still going at it. Oliver Armitt on the outside of Guy Leach, who just gets the spot from him. Leach up to P5. Now, this is the next battle pack from the race lead. So if your leaders, by some force of nature, get into each other and get together, this is going to be the guys who are going to pick up the pieces. Jensen, Leach,
young Armitt down the inside.
3 wide.
And he's got it. Young Armitt's got himself up into the top 4.
Great move there from the young study.
What a really cool move.
Fantastic, isn't it? Young Ollie Armitt making it happen up to P4. Now, Morris is probably the odd one out because he's all by himself in P3 right now. Matt Morris has survived the absolute knife fight around him. And when Schweikert and Co got into each other around him, he just kind of kept it on the racetrack.
The young Armott's been deposed again on the run down through Stoner there. He's sort of been able, Leach's been able to work his way past, and wow, this is too good. And young Liam Jansen there sitting right on the back of them in the JTIT car, and boy, these guys, they've got to be grinning from ear to ear as they're driving. I don't know how you keep yourself under control. I'd be having so much fun here.
Well, it's some of the best racing you'll find anywhere you go on the iRacing service, right here in the Formula Racing Group RaceKraft Simulations Australian Formula 4 Championship, side by side across Lukey Heights between Colangelo and Shepherd. Shepherd getting the inside line down towards MG. Look at the melee going on behind them as well. Mara, Baker, is it? No, Brett Barker it is. Chris Barnes. So it's Barker there in the default livery, followed by Chris Barnes, Ewan Baker, Sam Woodland. All in the fight. Lockie Taylor as well. Yep. A little bit behind. Oh, there's Lockie Taylor.
Lockie Taylor's not where he was a minute ago.
Right on cue there for Lockie Taylor. We said his name and we found him spinning out down at MG.
Young Woodland's having a much better run tonight than he's had recently, and that's really nice to see, because Sam's another real-world racer, and hopefully that's helping him in his challenge there tonight in all the traffic. So he's got a little bit more experience maybe than some of them behind the wheel, but good to see him having a good run. He's had a bit of a shocker run for a couple of rounds.
There is just battles wherever you look in this field at the moment. Cars all over the place as we follow along with Sam Woodland. Looking at the battle in front, he's got Baker and Barker and Barnes. The 3Bs battling it out down into Honda just ahead of him. They're fighting over the 20 pluses. Oh no, there's
Mara's off.
Oh, Jack Mara parked on the sideline.
Yep.
He's out. He's done. Sorry, Jack.
You know why this race, Chris, touch wood, you know why this race has been so good tonight? We haven't seen the bloody safety car.
Well, don't say it. Unfortunately, a drive-through penalty coming out for Aidan Schweikert for causing that incident down at turn 2. Now, we kind of saw it coming, didn't we?
We did.
But something was going to happen out of that one, and unfortunately, the youngster's charge comes to a bit of an end. Bit of a soft end, at least.
But he certainly hasn't done himself any harm. He drove brilliantly tonight, and for me, he's still my driver of the day today. So, regardless of what happened here, that's one little mistake in what is a fantastic race. I love seeing it. It was great to watch. So, I'll forgive him that one little misdemeanor.
And for a rarity in occasions as well, Caleb Hyde's actually found someone driving into the back of him into turn 2 there. So Hyde's, unfortunately, the innocent party in that incident that found him now down in P11 as we go back to the battle for the race lead. Woods and Williams still going at it.
It does amaze me, Chris. We see all that battling, all that fighting, all that challenge, and Damon Woods in the middle of everything, and he always seems to come out clean as a whistle. He's got a sixth sense on being able to just stay out of trouble. Even with Kobe Williams being aggressive on your tail, he manages to stay out of trouble, which is a pretty impressive thing. Now, I'm giving Kobe a bit of a trot tonight, but he's driving brilliantly tonight. Best we've seen Kobe. He's managed to stay out of trouble himself, and he's really there pushing Damon. Damon's trying to make that little break before the finish. We've got 5 minutes to run, and Damon's giving it everything to see and try and get Kobe off his tail so he's got a clear run to the flag. But I can't see it happening because that's just about the right distance. Get a beautiful toe down that front straight again. And here we go.
The second occasion in the championship that we see these two running a 1-2 finish. They did it at round 4 a little while ago here in the RaceKraft Australian Formula 4 Championship eSeries. But Kobe Williams yet to pick up a round win. I know he would love to break that drought here in this championship. Sitting back there in second, you'd say he probably at least has the help to get a toe, but Damon Woods is such a tough customer to race with. As we check out this battle here, it's Caleb Balak and Brett Barker. We've got Barker, Balak and Baker, only separated by Verdi, then Barnes. So we need to get the 4Bs together. And
come on, Ewan.
Through turn 1.
Ewan's had a really tough run with... as soon as I say it, he's had a really tough run with just stuff like that happening over
He's
the
going to
last
start
2 or
billing
3
you soon
rounds.
enough, Dave.
Oh,
He's going to start sending you invoices every time you say his name because it always
yeah,
ends
let
up with him facing the wrong direction.
but he
dear.
really has had a rotten trot with stuff like that, and there was nothing of his fault. And that's what I mean. It's just strange the way that he seems to be a magnet to it, and then you see Damon Woods, and he just seems to escape the skin of his teeth every time. And you know, it is amazing the luck you get that sometimes. And you know, the old saying is you make your own luck, but I'm not so sure out here.
On board
Here
with
we go.
Liam Jensen in P5, the JTIT
Leach all over him.
Racestars. Look at this guy. Guy Leach on an absolute mission to try and make a top 5 finish happen here. He's got John Merritt behind him, who has driven from the back to the front, up 24 spots. Not to be outdone, behind them a few spots is Mitch Martin, up 25 spots.
What?
It's massive
Merritt's
movers in
thinking
this
about
race.
it down the inside. He's thinking about it. Has he got 2 of them? He's got one.
That was
Can he get
3
the
wide
second?
for a moment. And
Yeah.
look at this. He's going to be on the outside into turn 2 now. Leach parking it on the curbing, but Merritt giving him just enough room, maybe a small percentage extra for a bit of the net code as they get very close on the exit of turn number 2. Just ahead of them is Andrew Gilliam back to P4. Gilliam's made a great comeback after being off the road earlier as they head down towards Honda. And Merritt has the inside line at Honda, so he needs to get clear here. But Leach is going to give him just enough room, and Leach is going to miss out here and is actually going to have to now fight with Jensen through Siberia. And it looks like Jensen might be able to clear him as well on the exit of Siberia. And Jensen will have the run here. Back to the hay shed. He'll be on the outside here for a moment. Gets the inside run through hay shed, and Leach just barely tucks in behind him. He's trying to keep a nose in front because it's a strategic advantage to do this up at Lukey Heights. It's all a chess game, isn't it? Just a high-speed chess game with Formula Fords in iRacing.
Yeah, we've got Aiden Coote there coming up on the back of them as well to threaten. And I see back on Aiden Coote you've got Losh and then Armit. So Armit's obviously dropped back a little bit there. I don't know quite what's happened to him. So Wayne Losh, I think Wayne's a debutant tonight, so he's having a great run for a debut to be up inside the top 10. P9 in this sort of action, he'd be having a ball, have a big grin on his face. But young Armit is right on the back of him. So we've got an issue down the main straight, right in the middle of the main straight. It's Guy Leach. It looked like he got tagged by the
It was Jensen. It was young
Liam Jensen.
Caught him. And Wayne Losh was through the grass trying to avoid that incident at turn 1. So what's happened here is Jensen closing on Guy Leach. He looks to the inside and tagged him. And maybe he thought he was going to tuck in behind. Great save, though, from Guy Leach. Well done there. And my goodness, who was that?
Boy, that was a
Wayne
big
Losh.
one.
That was Wayne Losh just almost firing directly into Jensen down at turn 1 and somehow managed to not bury it in the grass and go spearing into a barrier. Be a one-way tricket to the sand trap for that one.
Yeah. I reckon Williams is sitting here and he's going, I've got 40 seconds to go. We'll get the white flag this time round. I've just got to be in position that I can get him over the line. That's all that Kobe's thinking here. He's got to be in position to get Woods over the line. So it doesn't matter who's leading where. All that matters is who leads over that finish line. He'll be lining this up to see if he can get a run on him and get him before the finish line. Now, I don't think he can do it from there.
Yeah, he's maybe a little bit too far back, but he's playing the long game. The white flag is in the air.
Yep.
1 lap to go here, and Damon Woods might be feeling like he's sitting pretty, but if I were him, I'd be feeling like a sitting duck for Cody Williams. They've got a very healthy lead over the rest of the field. If they don't come together, they'll be securing this one as a 1-2 for the boys. But in what order will it be as they come out of Southern Loop?
I'm having to have a drink and settle my throat, Chris. I've had enough of this. I'm exhausted. How about these young guys? I'm exhausted.
Dave Roberts is cooked, ladies and gentlemen. The former Australian Formula Ford champion can't take the heat at Phillip Island.
Cut the crap, Chris.
On
It's
the spot.
7 seconds. 7 seconds is the lead. These guys have walked away to the tune of 7 seconds from Morris. So that's a big gap. And I've got to
It's a
say,
very, very large gap.
it looks like Woods is going to do it again, doesn't it? It really does.
It does, but Williams might have something left. We'll see what he can do. Look at the way he slides the car through Lukey Heights. 3.5 tenths of a second.
But
Woods
both
fires the car
of
back
these young
from
guys are going to be in
BMP.
action. Both these young guys are going to be in action here on Sunday in their real cars too.
It's going to be awesome to see. Now look at this, 0.4 of a second. Is he too far back, Dave?
I
Into
think he
turn
is.
12 for the final time. Checkered flag.
Oh, I think
being
he is. I
prepared by
think he's just a
Barney,
bit
the
too far
flag
back.
man. And I don't know if Kobe Williams is going to get the
Can't do
run.
it
It's
from there.
0.3 of a second. No chance of getting this job done. It's going to be Damon Woods once again for the 4th time this season. He's a winner in the feature race over
and
Kobe Williams.
It looks like Andrew Gilliam has snatched the final spot of the podium off Matt Morris in the run to the flag. Wow. By 6/100ths. John Merritt crossed in 5th, Aidan Coote 6th. Guy Leach got up and finished 7th. Young Armit in the top 8. Fantastic drive, young Armit. Mitch Martin there in 9th. Now, the thing's gone all haywire there. 9th. We've got Braden Martin in 10th. Caleb Hyde's finishing 11th. Wayne Losh, after that really close one down the main straight, 12th place. I know he was inside the top 10. He still shouldn't go away ashamed. That's a great finish by Wayne Losh. Jackson Austin there, P13. I think Jackson's new to the series as well. Liam Jensen, 14th. Ocean Colangelo, 15th. Brody Shepherd in 16th. Brett Barker in 17th. We saw Brett up there early on, but he slipped back. Caleb Black, 18th place. Chris Barnes, 19th. Nathan Verney rounding out the top 20. And there in 21, I'm going to mention him. Sam Woodland, 22. Ewan Baker. God, boys, you need some luck. But great finish from Sam Woodland there. He was higher than that. Bit of a pity. Alec Limmer there, finishing out 23rd. I mean, Alec was early on in trouble in the sandpit. See, he's come back through the field. He's almost got himself a top 20 finish. And young Aiden Schweikert there, 24. What a pity. What it could have been. But Aiden coming of age tonight. Some really, really good, showing some really good racing. Some really good smarts up the front. Unfortunate there. One little mistake. So it happens.
It's still Aiden's best finish of the season, though. 30, a 26, and now a 24. He's moving forward. He's making progress.
Could have been a 4.
He showed some brilliance tonight at the point end of the field. There's your full finishing order as they came across the line in the feature race. But what about this young man? Once again, finds himself first across the line for the 4th time this season. He took out the first 2 rounds, took a little break from the winning spotlight, only claiming 3rd in round 3 before returning to his winning ways in round 4. Backed it up with a runner-up finish at the last round, round 5, behind Andrew Gilliam, who was on the podium tonight. And then comes out swinging and absolutely clinical in his execution in the feature race towards the end there to claim the win. We'll drag in your top 3 to the broadcast room at the moment. Congratulations to Damon Woods. Another clinical execution, mate.
Yeah, that one was all about staying out of trouble. I knew with the draft effect around Phillip Island that it was going to be quite chaotic. So my goal was just to keep in the top 3 and then try and minimise the gap that Andrew was pulling if he got to the front. But fortunately, he got caught up in an incident at Southern Loop, so Kobe and I were able to break away. But yeah, no, it was a fun race. This track offers some absolutely insane racing.
You seem to have this incredible knack for just staying out of trouble. What is it in how you approach your racing? Because it can't be luck, because I'd be telling you to go buy a lottery ticket if it was. But the way you just seem to sense when something's going to go down and you tap the brake a little earlier and tuck in and stay out of trouble there. What is it?
I can see that there's going to be a shunt, so I just back out and hope that they wreck each other and I get through. I think that's pretty much all it is. I don't really overthink it. I kind of just, if something seems a bit risky, I'll just back out, tap the brake, as you said, and then just let it unfold, and then once it settles down, then I'm making my way back up through the pack back to the front.
I think part of that, Chris, I'm going to say is Damon's ability, his self-confidence in his pace, that he can go, I can give away a yard or two or a car or two because I know I've got the pace to make it back up. Whereas some of the other guys are really driving, 10 tenths to be there in the pack. They don't want to give an inch because if they do, they're not sure they can get it back. I think confidence is a big part of that.
There you go, winning some big points there with Dave Roberts. For Damon Woods. Congratulations once again, mate, on the win tonight. We'll come back to you for some thank yous. Dave, I'll leave you with Kobe Williams for runner-up spot.
So, Kobe, great finish, mate, and nice to see you finishing right way up, not upside down. You've had a couple of nasty shunts during the series. Great to see you get a good run there and all that action.
Yeah, cheers, thank you. Yeah, it was a good race tonight with everyone. It was quite clean. There was a few incidents behind me that I was lucky to avoid, but other than that, it was a pretty good night's racing.
Yeah, we did. You've got that ability when you get past people, you sort of close them down really quick, and we sort of nicknamed it the Kobe Chop there. So we've got the Kobe Chop happening, and it was pretty exciting to watch. But really, really good, clean racing. Unfortunately, when you got that many cars racing that close together, there's always going to be some sort of little action or touch. You managed to stay out of that and have a really nice finish. I was hoping you're going to put it on Damon there onto the finish line, but you just seemed to grab that little extra bit of distance that didn't allow you to get in the toe.
Yeah, on the last lap there, I felt like I overslowed it just a touch into Honda, and then he was able just to get enough gap to hold me off for the rest of the lap. So it's obviously just my mistake. Just needed to push a little bit harder.
Well, great finish. We'll come back to you shortly.
And to third place then, Andrew Gilliam. From the front, you fell down the order after that incident between Schweikert and Hides that you got caught up in down at turn 2. But a great recovery to be back on the podium right at the line by 5 thousandths of a second. Congratulations, mate.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a little bit disappointing after I got cleaned up at turn 2 there. But no, I'm just glad the car didn't have any damage and I could push on and recover some championship points.
Mate, we saw the incident just a moment ago that happened at Siberia as well, where you tagged the curb and got all sideways and copped a serving on the exit. You were in amongst it and really fighting for your life at many opportunities during this race. What is it about these kind of racing that makes it so exciting?
Oh, just like the racing is so close and you can almost get too close to each other with wheels getting right up against the side pods. So yeah, I think everyone's just trying to push right up to the very limit, and possibly a little bit of like net code as well, it feels like, is in there too. I think we're all quite talented and we can all drive these cars within an inch of wherever we want, and iRacing can't quite handle that at the moment. So yeah, the racing is really like knife edge at the moment, especially on these draft tracks.
Mate, I think when you watch that back, you'll be having a good grin, because there was some fantastic racing in that. 7, 8 cars nose to tail, 4 abreast in 2 rows down the main straight. It was really fantastic to watch, and it was great to see you not have a fall to the back of the field with that issue. And I think young Schweikert picked you up in the back there, and it really was a very, very small mistake. But like you say, when they're that close, a small mistake can have a big consequence, can't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially like these cars are so loose on entry. Like I find whenever you run tight into turn 2, the rear just wants to slingshot around. So yeah, it's definitely a track that was testing everyone tonight.
Well, congratulations on the podium result tonight. We'll start with you, Andrew. Who do you have to thank?
I'd like to thank my new team at Altus Esports and our sponsors, VRS, Race Tech. And if you haven't seen our new Altus engineering packs available on VRS, head over, give them a go if you want. And thank you to the commentary team and Race Control for putting on an awesome event.
Great move, mate. Congratulations on the recovery as well. Good points haul for you. We'll go to Kobe Williams and in second place. Congratulations, mate. Who do you have to thank?
I'd just like to thank all my real world sponsors, Trading Garage, K&B Motorsport, Essential Caravans, Cichlids, and of course everyone behind the scenes that puts these great events on. A
great result for your second place finish in the championship so far. That win's going to be coming soon, mate. You got 3-4 rounds to do it in, so you got a bit of time up your sleeve.
Yeah, we'll have a crack.
Yeah, and the last thing from all of us here to both Kobe, Damon, have a fantastic run at Phillip Island this weekend, and to all the other guys out there in the field, Sam Woodland, amongst others that are having a run. Best of luck. Show them that spending your time on a simulation makes a difference, and we'll be cheering for you all to take out a win this weekend.
Yeah, cheers, thank you.
The plan.
And lastly, to Damon Woods, your winner tonight, who do you have to thank?
Once again, I'd like to thank my real world sponsors, Apex Steel, Aviation Component Services, John Bow Racing, Synergy Race Engines, Dave's Decals, and all the FRG boys for putting on an awesome event as usual.
Fantastic stuff. Thank you, gentlemen. A great race tonight, some fantastic action, and some well-deserved podiums from your gold split. Dave Roberts, it's been a pleasure tonight. What a night of racing from Phillip Island for round 6 of the Australian Formula 4 eSeries.
I'm exhausted.
I think you've gotten over me giving you enough shtick already for the evening. So 2 weeks off, 2 weeks apart, and you're over me already.
Yeah. I'd forgotten all about you. Who were you?
And then we're back together. It's been an incredible night, of course. The Formula Fords this weekend, heading to Phillip Island. Dave, you've been all over it already, looking for a very exciting weekend of racing.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's a bit of a stream out of there. I think there usually is a stream of the racing, so I'll be watching it up here with probably in the sun on the balcony with a beer in my hand with a bit of luck.
Oh, best of luck to you for enjoying that one. And hopefully it's a fantastic and successful weekend. If you want to find out any more information about the Australian Formula Ford Championship, just head to right there, the Australian Formula Ford website. You can check out all the latest information, their race reports, check out all about Formula Ford, some fantastic cars, and even you can join their mailing list as well and find out more about them, and you can stay up to date with all the news and information coming from Formula Fords here in Australia. If you'd like to join this championship, or look, even you can get some merchandise, Dave. You can be nice and rugged up while you're parked up on the hill in your official Australian Formula Ford
Or
Championship.
you could look particularly sexy being in your simulator with your Formula Ford t-shirt on, couldn't you?
Sweating it out in your absolute waterproof windbreaker. If you'd like to know more about this championship and how to get involved, just go to FRG or Formula Racing Group on Facebook, search them in Google, and you can find the links to our Discord server and get involved with this championship as well. It's open qualifying every round we have, so it's more than welcome to have you joining us and coming racing in the next round, which while I look at it, Dave, when is the next round?
The next round is at Road Atlanta.
On October 24th, so we've got a few weeks.
You got a few weeks. Road Atlanta.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday night is the S5000s at Suzuka, so they're running there straight after the F1s. And then we've got a couple of Formula 4 races, and we're back to Formula Ford, and Formula 4 will be at Road Atlanta. And I'm going to make a little sneaky announcement, which is hasn't been released. iRacing didn't release Pukekohe, so we've got to have a replacement circuit. We are going to the new Zandvoort and the banking.
Oh, yes, Zandvoort and banking for round 8 on October 31 of the RaceKraft Australian Formula Ford eSeries. That's going to be incredible, so make sure you stay tuned on Racestars TV for that one as well. And lastly, if you like all the RaceKraft stuff and you want to get involved, go to racecraft.net or find RaceKraft Simulations on Facebook. You can send them a message. Johnny is always happy to chat to prospective customers and help you out with what you need as well. Once again, it's been a fantastic night here on Racestars TV. Thank you to Rue, Ty, and Lockie in race control, and to Luke in the background pushing the buttons. And of course, thank you to you, Dave Roberts, for joining me in commentary tonight. We'll see you next week on Racestars TV.